I love that every time.
It's so good.
Welcome back to tonight's episode of The Still Gray. Before we jump into it, there's one thing that I kind of briefly mentioned in the announcements, but I want to make very apparent. Tonight, even more so than last week, things are going to get very dark and very heavy. I've warned the players about it already, but I just want to throw that out there that there is a major, major content warning for tonight's episode. If you need to take a step, walk away, get some water, whatever you need to do, feel free to do so, because things are going to get very dark. And I just want to start with that and at least let the audience know so that you can be made aware. Now, when we last left off, our merry group of adventurers, our enlisted soldiers within the Serendari army, were tasked to go out into the wilderness, go out into the woods, kind of northeast of the fortress of Ludario, and to try to find out what happened to a small group that went out. One who came back that you all apparently rescued, Draco Bane, who is now currently comatose, sitting back in the fortress. And the captain ordered you to go out and find out what happened to the other two soldiers that he was with. As you went out, things started getting strange, started getting weird. You all had different various visions, different sounds, different experiences as you kind of made your way towards a little house in the middle of the woods. Something that you've never heard of, unsure if it is supposed to be there or not. And upon investigating that house, you found these abominations in the basement. These half human, half plant, half something otherworldly that seemed to possess, as well as some skin. Something Aimon knows all too well and is way too familiar with. And after an intense battle with these entities, these abominations, you were victorious, in which you exited the house and decided to set the house on fire. And that, in the aftermath of this fire, kind of consuming the basement portion of the house, is where we left our players. So, I want to start by asking who is helping to control this fire that is now burning in this house to not catch the rest of the forest on fire potentially? Or in what ways are you trying to control it?
I think I have. I fell for that. I forgot to open my character sheet. I'm so sorry. No, I was forgetting something. I think I
Yeah.
have control flame.
Ooh, that's useful.
I have nothing. I just set it on fire.
Okay. So you're attempting to control this fire. Okay. Make me a wisdom saving throw as you're terrified of fires like this and you're doing your best to control it, but this is something that you don't necessarily like or appreciate. So make me a wisdom saving throw to see how well you do.
Okay.
That's 4.
Yeah, I only
Oh,
have.
is it? Oh,
It's for her, yes.
I only have Druidcraft, and I know it can put out a small flame, so I might be able to kind of control it, but it's not gonna be a lot, regardless of how well I roll, I don't think. 14 plus 6, 30, 20.
Gotta grab my dice. Fantastic. Okay. So as you kind of stand there at the cusp of this house, and it's starting to ignite, as you can see that large kind of corrupted tree begins to burn a bit as well. The great thing about this is that this cottage is a little bit isolated from the rest of the forest. And I'm just gonna make one roll here. You see a bit of the flame begin to kind of spread out a little bit, but between the four of you, you're able to kind of stamp it out. And after, I would say, a half hour to an hour, the fire pretty much consumes this entire place and kind of crumbles in upon itself. And you're able to kind of make sure that that fire doesn't spread and you start, a massive forest fire in the middle of the evening. And as you kind of watch the kindling burn, as this house kind of starts the fire begins to die out, it's starting to crest into the morning, right? And as you all stand there watching this happen in front of you, you had an eventful few moments, an hour and some change ago. These entities that you'd never seen, these experiences that you'd felt. You're tired, you're a little banged up, so you start to make camp for the day, to rest and to relax. What do you guys talk about? What do you guys discuss as you set up your camp and get ready to rest for the day?
I think
Y'all see
Aimon.
that shit? I've, seen some stuff, creatures, monstrosities, but this is something else. Have y'all seen that before?
Creatures that feed on your body, like parasites. I mean, I've seen parasites before. I've seen beasts hunt in a trap-like situation. In that manner, absolutely not.
I've never seen anything like it. I would like to not ever again. It's unnatural.
Yeah, and paralyzing glare as well. This feels like it's not natural. Or
Griff
is
has
this
seen it
Legion?
once.
You have.
Yep.
Well,
Longest
don't.
2-year relationship of Griff's life.
Oh,
Okay,
Griff.
all right.
Paralyzing
years.
glare. You're right.
Oh my
2 years.
God.
That's pretty impressive, Griff.
Griff is committed in love.
I'm taking your inspo back.
No, you're not. That's mine.
Look, I don't know if this is Legion or something else, but we have to tell the captain right away. We need to tell everyone.
I mean, we're supposed to be searching for. Well, I guess they were in there, weren't they?
The rest
As
of
you
it-
say
of
that,
us- yeah.
As you say that, Rue, that pulse in the back of your head hits again, and you feel that voop, voop, and you remember at the end of last episode this red pulse far, far in the distance in the forest. It's like this small, like calling to you or something that you know that's something, and we need to figure this out.
I'm like looking over at the light, like very obviously looking in that direction. I mean, we could go back, but it's. Can you see that?
Can we see that?
Points to where the spooky light is.
No. No one else can see it, but you see it. It's that familiar, slow kind of pulsing.
I run my hand over the scar that crosses most of my face, like anxiously. There's something out there.
I think that thing may still be in your head.
Something is. It's that way.
Aimon, do we push on or head back to the captain?
Our mission is technically complete. However, there's still the checkpoint. Is the checkpoint in that same direction?
No. This would be heading back towards the fortress, but instead of, before you went like pretty far, like I guess you would say like northwest of, like you're going east, but you were like on the northwest side of the forest.
Okay.
This is heading back towards the fortress, but it's on the opposite side. So it'd be like west of you. So you could, technically this is heading back towards the fortress, but you would be spending, probably a little bit of time, you think, based on the direction, like going a little bit out of your way based on where she's kind of pointing.
Okay.
I mean,
Maybe.
it's a bit of a detour. We could still make it to the fortress eventually. Information seems to be the most important thing in this situation, as well as, especially if this is some sort of new weapon that Legion is using. I believe our higher ups would want that information.
I think that makes sense. Just reconnaissance, don't engage, gather some information, head back.
Everyone in agreement?
Do I feel any kind of urge to like go chase this thing now?
No.
Okay.
You just, it's this like pit of your stomach feeling of like, I need to figure out what that is. It's this like gnawing at the back of your brain, this like itch that you can't quite scratch.
Mm-hmm. I'm like staring where I pointed before.
The Griff just kind of slides up next to them. Like if the camera was facing, you just see Griff do this. He's like, Griff's dad told him this once. Man can lose his mind listening to the sound of his own wheels turn. Griff stands by that. Best to ignore it.
I think what
They
he means to
nod.
say is, Rue, are you okay?
Griff said what he said. Best to ignore it.
I don't disagree with you. It's just very distracting. If I were not with you lot, I would definitely be going over there. But I won't.
We can check it out. Like Aimon was saying, information is king here. We don't know what we're dealing with, so if we can scout it out a bit before heading back, it's not a bad idea. Does anyone else feel this? What Rue's feeling?
Aemon says go, we go.
Yeah. Just if we come across anything, be prepared to kill. This we can't hesitate.
Oh, I am more than prepared. Looking forward to it, in fact.
All right, Aimon, you ready? I can lead ahead a bit.
Oh no, I'm not ready at all. I'm ready to rest. If you hadn't noticed,
You're
I was almost consumed by one of those skin beasts. So, as much as I
Fine.
enjoy my own skin, it wanted to give me options apparently. So, I am in extreme pain and need to lie down immediately.
All right,
I
I'll
mean,
take.
I could
Rue?
heal you. I don't have a lot of energy left to do.
We
magic
can
shit,
rest.
but-
We can rest. I'll take first watch.
I think after such a
Griff.
traumatic moment, rest and time to process is probably the most important thing we can do right now.
Works for me.
Griff will take second watch.
You promise?
The staring. It's the staring for me.
All right, I'll wake you up whenever it's time.
Hmm.
Okay. So you all make camp for the evening, and Swink, you decide to take the first watch, correct?
Correct. And I'll set another alarm in like the most obvious entrance to our camp.
Sure. Kind of the same path that you took kind of coming here. So you just kind of set an alarm up there just in case you don't see or hear anything. Go ahead and make me a perception check.
All right. 7.
Nice.
Nice. You're the
Sorry,
only
actually it'd
one
be a
keeping
9
watch.
because I get a +2. Sorry.
Oh, well then, you know.
Big difference.
Never mind.
In that
You're
case.
good. As as you kind of sit there and you keep watch as your friends, your companions rest, you can't help but think about the previous night And that vision, that eye that you saw of Swanson, your brother. And it's cold this evening, or I guess this morning, as the sun doesn't really shine. The overcast comes in. It does light a bit of the forest. You can see a little better, but it's still this muted gray landscape, this wooded with the mist that clings at every corner. And out there somewhere, your brother, alone, without you. And your watch goes uneventful.
Just sad. All right, I'll wake Griff whenever my watch is up.
As
Your snores, once again, I'm sure kept everything away. It is your turn.
he just stares at you again. He's just like,
Just keep your wits about you. There's something strange out there.
before you walk away, like Griff grabs you by the forearm and he's like, Griff don't like you much.
That's okay. We're here to do a job.
Walks off.
Okay. Griff, as you begin your watch for the second half of the day, go ahead and give me a perception check. See if you see or hear anything.
22.
22.
Oh, you see everything.
Yeah, you figured out the entire plot. Way to go. No. As
Discovered the mystery.
I'm proficient.
as you kind of like keep stock and you think back to the conversations you had with Swink and this kind of uneasy feeling you have, and you kind of look out, you don't see anything. It looks empty and quiet, minus the wind, that gentle howl that reminds you of the previous evening walk where you heard that laughter, that crying, that screaming, and you feel for just a moment like you hear something again. But it's just the wind. Your watch goes uneventful as you finish and you get ready to wake the rest of the group.
So wake everybody up. Come on. Griff's watch is done. Time to move.
Anything eventful happen?
And again, as he says that, as you all kind of are talking, you remember and you recall that evening, a slow heartbeat in the back of your minds, all of you, whether you were in a trance, whether you were sleeping. It's almost like him asking that question brings it to the forefront of your memory. And you all feel it. And Rue, the beacon is there and it resonates. And you know that is the source.
Mm-hmm. Do I need to roll again?
No.
Okay.
Oddly, you wake up, you feel stronger than ever that you know the source. And it's further out in the wilderness, in the woods, stark pitch black of night, minus that red pulsing glow that only you seem to notice.
Don't tell me I'm the only one who feels this still. Looks around at all of you like...
I feel a throb. A
Oh.
light throb.
You know, there's herbs for that. Never mind. we can head
like
off into that
Hunter all over
direction.
again.
Yeah. I'll lead the way again. Make sure we don't stumble across anything we shouldn't.
Yeah, what's the marching order?
I'll
Was
be a
one
bit
like-
ahead again, scouting ahead.
I think Aimon is also gonna scout, at least to the sides a bit more, just staying stealth. Or maybe
Okay.
in
I'll
the
take
back.
the back.
Oh, you got the back. Oh, okay.
Yeah, cool.
I'm
Fair
gonna
enough.
stay in the middle because I don't know. I'm not really a frontline person.
Aed'an, you're the only one that really has a line on whatever this is currently. As you two are out in front, it's just the woods, the wilderness in front of you. So I will say make survival or perception checks, and I'll give you advantage since you're basically being guided there by Rue.
Okay.
I roll survival as well.
Or perception.
Oh
With
right,
advantage.
let me mark off my long rest. Hold please. I forgot to do that.
Yeah, and make sure that you mark off your long rest.
That's 22 for me.
Okay, all better. Survival. Oh no. That is it's a natural 1 plus 6 is 7.
With advantage?
Oh, you gave me advantage? Never mind.
I was like, wow, that's
Two
impressive.
nat ones. Oh, yeah.
Not
I was
much
like, that's
better.
impressive.
10 total. Not much better. I still rolled like shit. These dice are going to jail. What the fuck?
Fair enough. Swink, Aimon, you're kind of assisting. I'll give you guys a roll as well.
Okay.
Yeah, 22. Sorry, I'd already rolled.
14.
14. Okay. With the three of you kind of working together and Griff kind of humming to himself as he just kind of casually strolls in the back as Griff does, you begin to kind of make your way through the woods. Again, it's the stark of night and you're moving, I assume, at a decent pace, not necessarily being stealthy, but also not like rummaging around and sprinting around, correct?
No, definitely stealthy, especially with what we've already dealt with in these woods. I think Aimon is taking his time.
You're no fun. All right, everyone give me stealth checks.
Stealth checks. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, here's hoping these dice are nicer to me. That's better.
Done.
Dirty 20.
Nice. Adam, am I considered moving alone since I'm out ahead or no?
I would say that this kind of relies on the group because you're still close enough where if they mess up or make a noise, you're still going to be affected by it.
Sounds good.
Unless you want to go like really far out, then
Yeah, that's okay. 14 for me.
He said no.
Not
Not that crazy.
Thank you. No,
20
thank you.
26.
okay.
I got a 9. Just Griff's in the back. He's
Griff's
like,
humming.
Griff's walking in Memphis. he's having a good time for no reason.
He's just kind of in his own head as he kind of continues.
He's
Yeah,
awesome.
as you guys kind of you feel pretty stealthy. Well, at least most of you. But Rue, as you kind of are like kind of creeping behind and trying to like continue to kind of point them in this vague direction that you sense this presence, this something. You just occasionally hear a little mumble, a little hum, a little sing behind you as you see at times Griff kind of walks a little bit to the right and then kind of realizes and kind of course corrects and comes back. A bit of a concern, but at least as of right now, it doesn't seem like anything or anyone has taken note.
Okay.
As you continue, you feel that connection get stronger as you kind of slowly creep through this forest. It's cold this evening, the mist again ever present, lingering low to the ground. As you pass by trees, the branches almost feel like they reach out and grasp at you. As you see gnarled, knotted faces in the trunks, as you continue to press forward to this red glow, this pulsing that just resonates there. And the others, you just continue forward. It's darkness. And as you continue, you all feel that heartbeat kind of well up. And then one by one, you all see it. This red, pulsing glow. How would you like to proceed? You're about 120 feet from the source. It's getting brighter.
Question: is there a strong pull to it, or is it just the sound and the light that's really kind of drawing us?
Probably the intrigue of like, what is this, is probably gnawing at you a little bit. Rue feels this like extra draw, this like, I need to figure this out. I need to know what this is. There's something here. Whereas the rest of you, as you kind of have moved, you start to see it kind of, casting in the shadows and on the faces of the trees and branches and bush around you. And you feel it kind of in the back of your head, almost like you were running too hard or you got up too fast, and you feel that kind of like swelling pulse in your brain. That's kind of the sensation you feel. It's subtle, it's soft, but it's present.
Bird.
Yeah, I would say the closer we get to the source, the more agitated Rue seems, like animalistic almost.
I think at that, Aimon will probably check in his bag. Is this the same color as the crystal?
So your crystal?
Mm-hmm.
Your crystal has always been obsidian. It's been like this dark black crystal.
Oh, I'm sorry. Is there any effect? I'm sorry. That's what I meant to say.
Fair enough. You would see, similar to the other night when for the first time you saw this like moving mist and this very, very faint hue of red. The first time that this has changed at all, when you were at the cottage, if you recall. Now you kind of see it again. There's just this sudden, not necessarily sudden, but kind of lingering hue to it. It's very, very faint. Very, very faint. But you can kind of see it as you pull it up. You hold it in your hand. And now you feel this urge. You need to figure out what this is.
Once he starts noticing Rue is getting agitated, he'll start walking back to Griff and Rue. How we doing back here?
Our friend's a little on edge.
I'm just like, we've stopped, right?
Yeah.
I'm pacing, like animal in a cage pacing.
Griff's not comfortable. Griff's seen that look. Not good.
Well, I mean, if anything, we've learned that Rue has much better eyesight than the rest of us.
Moving me around on the screen.
As this light seems to, everyone else can see this? This light?
Yep.
There.
Okay, he's like writing notes as he's talking. Okay, well, definitely something higher ups would be interested in, if not us right now.
Can you do an insight check on Aimon to see if I notice that they're also feeling a stronger draw?
Sure. Absolutely. Roll an insight. Aimon, I don't know if you're trying to hide anything or if you're just kind of...
I'm just gonna roll and see what happens. Okay.
18.
You notice that Aimon's, as he's writing, his hand is like... It looks more like scribble than anything.
Mm-hmm.
As much as y'all go in his room and just watch him work, he usually has good handwriting. And this is just chicken scratch as he's like kind of not as focused as usual.
And furthermore, Griff, as he's writing, you see he's got the kind of quill in his hand and he's writing something down, and he's also clutching onto something in that same hand. You can't really make it out, but you can tell that there's something in his hand as well.
Griff tilts his head and looks at Aimon. Griff's gonna look ahead. You stay here.
Before you head off, Griff, let me see if I can sense anything. And I'll use Primeval Awareness to see if there's any aberrations, celestials, dragons, elementals, fae, fiends, or undead within a mile.
As you
The
kind of
whole
like,
forest lights up.
Right.
as you kind of like sit there and you kind of close your eyes for a second, you open them, and it's that buzz again. It's that lingering, like ever present, piercing hum in your ear that just won't go away as it just persists and it persists and it persists as you kind of focus out. And again, it's this presence that is all around you, but you feel some source, something in front of you, but you can't quite finger what it is exactly.
There's. Guys, it's the same sort of thing is here that we've seen before. The creatures, the skin, the. Griff, I'll have Overwatch if you want to take a look.
Okay. And then if just to kind of set the scene a little bit, if the feeling is this way and we're somewhat back 120 feet, Griff darts off this way
Sure.
and just basically banana routing his way all the way over. And then you guys see Griff standing relatively right in front of where it is. He's just standing there.
Yeah, I'll just follow like 30, 40 feet behind. Keep an eye on him with my bow drawn.
Fair enough. And what is Aimon and Rue doing? As you are now left to your own devices, I suppose, yet you both have this urge to figure out what this is.
Well, I mean, last time we went into a situation like this, it wasn't very fun to be alone. Why don't we give him a little bit of backup?
Works for me. I would like to find out what the fuck this is.
I'm
Great.
sorry, Rue.
Huh?
You watch as he pulls his hand away from his mouth as he's holding on to that thing and puts it in his pocket. Oh yeah, let's head that way.
You alright?
I'm fine.
What you doing chewing on that?
I'm not chewing on anything. You
Alright.
talk to strange things at night. Why can't I have, a little conversation with myself every once in a while?
Insight check. That's some creepy
I don't know. That
shit.
seems normal to me. Yeah, roll it. Roll an insight check.
I guess I'll roll
that
deception.
is- Oh, deception. That's a 14.
It's a 3.
Hey.
Yeah.
You caught Aimon not talking to you, and then tried to cover it up, basically.
Oh, this is. Hold on. I'm gonna roll to see if they care or not. They just kind of. Yeah, whatever. And just kind of turns and starts walking towards the source.
Fair enough. As Griff, you kind of take lead. For the second time. The first time a door in a cottage didn't stand a chance against you. And now, as the group's unsure, one again, you're the proactive leader they need in this moment. And you charge forward around where this source is, this light, this beating pulse. And I need you to make me a survival check.
Oh no.
18.
Okay.
Whew.
As you as you begin to kind of press forward, you kind of notice, and it's really the first time I think that probably all of you kind of are aware that the woods kind of begins to become a little less crowded with trees and nature and becomes a little bit more rocky as you kind of are approaching that far side kind of cliff face that kind of anchors this valley in between. And you realize, without really even realizing how far you've actually traveled, it's felt like a couple of hours, but it must have been more. It had to have been more. You've kind of gone through the entire valley, and you feel like if you continue, there's nothing but the cliff, the mountains, and it's strange. And Griff, as you kind of caress around, you're still kind of keeping your distance from the place, right? You're kind of doing a large circle to see if you can get a better vantage point. I need you to make me a dexterity saving throw with advantage because you rolled well.
It's a 9. Damn.
With
It's like-
advantage?
Did you throw it
with
twice?
advantage, I got a 2 and a 7.
Oof. As you go and you kind of note the rocky terrain and you kind of see the shifts in elevation as it becomes kind of hilly, you see some boulders and things like that. Your foot, as you kind of continue, kind of gives way for a moment as you kind of like your weight passes through the ground as you kind of land hard, kind of tweaking your ankle a little bit, about 4 feet down, almost up to your neck in this like kind of under like ground root cavern. It just looked like the grass and the forest of the tree like roots and things like that kind of collapse underneath you, and you take 3 points of bludgeoning damage as you kind of begin to see that there are pockets of these like deeper holes and trenches kind of surrounding this area, and you kind of make note, maybe I should be a little bit more careful, and perhaps maybe your party should be aware of this too.
You guys hear that, like because what you guys see is you see Griff standing right in front of that area, but then you hear like off a little bit of but you're looking at it and you're like, and then it just goes help. Griff needs help.
Swink would run up and try to help him out, pull him out of the.
Griff's over here. I'm not over there. I'm over here. Broke character. I use my cloak again.
Oh.
Yeah.
Why? You're just tricking us.
Griff's not stupid. Griff's not gonna stand right in front of the thing. Griff fell though.
All right, come on, big guy. No, I'll try to pull him out.
This is the image.
do a strength check to pull him out of this hole that he's fallen into.
I love this
Nope.
so
Griff
much.
uppies.
Uppies.
Uppy.
23.
Oh, some good
There it is.
uppies.
Yeah.
Wee!
he pops out like a Mario coming out of a tube just as he like lands on the ground in front, and you kind of all kind of regather a little bit, and you kind of take note that not all of the ground here is level, and you just need to be careful as you kind of proceed.
Griff, let's watch our footing.
Yeah, Griff will watch his footing. There's more of these out here. I want to look into it to see if this is just one of those like spider traps, or does this go into anything? Or
It kind of looks like it's just like a small hovel, like maybe a creature lived here at one time. Like you look and it just looks like root and dirt and clay. There's like one little section that has like a little bit of puddle of water in it, but it just kind of looks like natural terrain, best you can tell.
Griff's a baker. Griff don't hike.
All right, let's stay on task. Can we see anything from where we are now that we're closer?
You move a bit closer, but it's still kind of hard to see. Like it's almost like there's shrubbery and it's enshrouded, and you kind of see a few trees. You still see a glow, but you're gonna have to get closer.
All right, Griff, I'll take point this time, and I'll start walking toward, being careful, being stealthy, kind of getting low to the ground.
Right.
Fall about 5 feet behind.
Great. Do you guys do the same,
Same.
Aimon and Drew?
Yes.
Great.
Yep.
Everyone give me a stealth roll. And everyone give me survival checks with advantage, just to make sure you don't stumble or trip or anything.
Oh, I heard a gasp.
My stealth was a nat 20 plus 2, 22.
Ooh.
Oh, I too.
What
Got a natural
terrain? Wow, 29. Jesus.
29.
What terrain are we in, Adam?
You'd be considered like it's a woods.
Okay. I got 16 for me. On
My
stealth.
survival was bad. I only got a 12.
And then 22 on survival.
21 for survival.
16 on stealth and a 19 on survival.
Wow. Yeah. As you guys have noticed it, and after Griff, purposely stumbled probably to make you all
Absolutely.
aware. As he's a seasoned soldier, right? He's not going to fall into a hole. You're all able to kind of like gingerly and nimbly follow the same path as you kind of like approach this glow, as you kind of pass around a tree and you kind of go through like kind of some large gnarled roots. You kind of duck underneath these massive trees that are here, as you still see kind of the opposite of rocky kind of terrain and some boulders you have to squeeze through too. As you kind of push through this bramble in front of you, you see this clearing, this kind of oval circular clearing, and you can kind of see some of those pockets where the ground is kind of collapsed in, and you see trees, but they're cut, more like severed, scattered in kind of a circle. And you see at the top of them, they're almost burnt, but not quite burnt. And you see in the center this kind of large tree stump in the center of this clearing where this pulsing glow is. And I need you all to make a perception check.
Can I use my passive?
No, this would be an active thing.
Perception.
11.
21.
17.
22.
Fitting.
Oh no.
Drew and Aimon, as you have this kind of draw, this sense of, I need to figure this out. And Aimon, you're still clutching something. Your hand's in your pocket. Maybe you weren't aware that you were, but you're still clutching that gem. And as you both look out and you see this pulse again, you see this almost familiar, similar obsidian gem pulsing with this red glow. And as you realize it, you see it, all of a sudden the pulse stops. The red hue goes out as you're standing at this clearing, and it goes dark. And then you see a faint, constant red as you hear this ooze, this boiling, this bubbling, this almost undeniable alien sound as you see from the center of this tree as it begins to kind of grow almost in front of you, this stump, as you see this pus and this sinew and this ichor begin to kind of formulate and boil over and kind of grow, as you see almost these like bulbous sacs begin to form. And for the first time, one of you sees what looks to be an eye staring at you, and then another. Swink, you stare and you see a similar eye with a blood center slit as it seems to be oozing down, and then you see another eye, and you see a large eye begin to bowl out before it kind of falls in amongst itself, and then you hear a mouth kind of gasp, and then you see another eye, and then another eye, and this thing kind of begins to boil over as the light goes out once again. Roll for initiative.
Ooh.
That's fucking scary.
Guys, I don't think this is friendly.
We're in danger.
We're in danger.
I'm sure it'll be
I'm
fine.
in danger.
Nat 2024.
Oh, nice.
Well, actually, I think
23.
we also may get advantage. Let's see.
Ew.
Maybe not.
23. Budget boy.
Aimon 23. What'd you roll against Swink?
Nat 2024.
Okay.
Sorry, dog was barking. I got a 12.
12 for real.
I also got a 12.
Let me check one thing here real quick. That's what I thought.
Oh,
Mhm.
since were we still in woodlands, right? Or like the woods forest?
Yes.
We get a +5 to initiative because we are alert because we're in my preferred or my favorite terrain type.
Sure.
All of us?
All of us.
Sick. 17.
So 29.
Oh, shit, really?
17.
I guess, yeah.
Nice. And then Aimon, that makes you
28.
28. Look at that. Okay, all right. So as this kind of starts to boil over, and Swink, you see that familiar eye, almost like a stark reminder of your brother in that moment. You've already been worried. You've already been terrified of what might happen to him. And seeing this familiar, it's almost like you recognize it and you're very light on your feet and you're the first to react. As
Yeah.
you see this abomination start to fester and boil over out of this tree.
Yeah, kind of thinking back what I was saying to the group earlier, like we need to kill anything we see, basically bad shits here. Immediately would cast Hunter's Mark on whatever that is. And then attack with my longbow.
Fair enough. Roll to hit.
Alright. That's a 25 to hit.
That
Let's
will
go.
hit.
D8. Sorry, I gotta get on my dice here. That's 6 plus 6. That's 12 off the normal hit, and then the extra for Hunter's Mark is also a 6. That's 14 total on the first hit. Attacking
Okay.
again.
No.
21 to hit on the second attack.
That will hit.
Okay, and then D8, 7.
Actually, before you do that, as you strike it with this arrow, you see the eyes flare, and you see that blood kind of pool down, and you see your brother. He's standing there in front of you, and it alters you for a second. Make a wisdom saving throw.
Copy.
Oh, no.
That is a 19.
Okay. You kind of get stunned for a second, kind of shocked, but then you still feel this like pulse from it, like that same pulse, but it comes from this entity as you take 5 psychic damage.
Copy.
As soon as you strike this, you feel this kind of like rebuke back.
All right, I'll loose off my second attack, and that's
Mhm.
13 total.
13 damage.
Yes.
Okay. Once
And
again, make another wisdom saving throw.
copy. That is 14.
Okay. This time, it's almost like as you kind of see your brother there, you see him kind of just line up his own arrow, and he kind of looks at you, and then you see one of his eyes begin to enlarge before it pops, and his acid gets spewed at you, but it's all in your head as you kind of stumble back in awe, frightened, as you're going to take 14 psychic damage.
Ooh, not playing around. Okay. As he's kind of stumbling, as Swink's stumbling back, he's kind of shaking it off. He tries to warn the rest of the group, like it messes with your minds, and he's kind of staggered, trying to recover.
Is that it for your turn?
That is it.
All right. Aimon, you are the next to act.
Oh, bother. And this is the only thing we see around this space with the stumps that are like... Have we noticed anything with the stumps or anything?
Make a perception check.
Yeah. That's 5. I'm freaking out. I can't get to the tab in time. That's a 9.
Yeah, that's all you can see. I mean, right now you're kind of focused on whatever this entity is.
Absolutely. Amon's just gonna take out a dagger and chuck it at this thing.
Roll to hit.
Uh, 21 to hit.
That will hit.
Okay. This is no sneak attack. 6 points of damage.
6 points of damage, and you said no sneak attack, correct?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. As you kind of throw this dagger out, and it strikes this entity, this abomination, whatever this thing is, you're not really sure. As it kind of like plunges through, for a second there, you see the dagger sticking in the throat of your friend Malcolm. Roll a wisdom saving throw.
It's a 9.
You're going to take 9 psychic damage as that kind of visage kind of pierces your head for a second.
Aimon backs up a bit. What have you brought us to? And then he's going to go up near that bush in the back and bonus action stealth.
Roll a stealth check.
That's a 19.
Okay, you feel pretty well hidden. Although this thing has a lot of eyes.
A whole bunch of eyes.
Is that it for your turn?
Yes.
Fair enough. Griff, you are up, my dear friend.
All right, let's start with a Hail Mary.
Ooh, we love those.
How far am I from the beast creature?
I'd say like 15 feet.
I cast blindness on it. Needs a con save.
Okay.
I was doing the same thing.
As you release this spell, it doesn't take effect, as this thing is immune to being blinded.
Of course it has so many eyes.
Oh, because it's all eyes. It's nothing but eyes all the way down. Fuck.
All right, I see what you're doing over here. Okay, that's fine.
Turning up the heat.
We're just gonna have to beat this thing to death. All right, let's do it. So I'm gonna take my movement to get. I want to get behind the statue, bottom right quadrant. Sorry.
Sure. So just kind of like you're gonna duck around to the larger one, or you're just gonna go kind of straight down.
I'm gonna duck around to the larger one.
Okay.
I'm trying to avoid eyesight. And before I do that, I'm gonna cast my bonus action to give combat inspiration to Rue.
Yay! Thank you.
All right.
I have.
How do you give her inspiration?
Before he goes, like he taps them on the shoulder, but he's on the other side. So when they swing their head over, he's already going. Griff is inspiring you. Feel the majesty. This is the dance of Griff's people. A war dance.
I feel it.
I think you're confusing inspiration.
I mean, I've felt inspired doing that.
You swear you see one of the eyes just kind of...
Quick, while it's distracted.
Rue, you are newly inspired by your friend Griff. It's your turn.
Yeah, what die do I get to my next thing?
So that's gonna be
Sarah.
D6. So what you can do with it, creature with this type of inspiration, you can roll and add the die to a weapon damage roll, or when attacks, you can add it to your AC.
Okay, I can add it to my AC. Cool. I'm gonna keep that. All right, cool.
Yeah. And you can, you can decide to use it after you use your roll. So like,
Excellent.
if you're like, oh, it's this number, so yeah, cool.
Okay, so weapon attack, or I can add it to my AC, D6. Okay, got it.
For sure, for sure.
I am also gonna do the Hail Mary thing. I need to get. Am I roughly within 30 feet of this thing?
Yes. You're about 15
Excellent.
feet away.
Cool. I'm gonna blight it.
Sure.
So that is a Constitution saving throw. For the creature.
Was born from a tree.
DC of 14.
It's going to save with a 17.
Oof. Okay, so you take half of 8d8 necrotic damage. Oh, the spell has no effect on undead or constructs. Is it either of those things?
No.
Okay, cool. Dope.
This is something else.
Cool. I'm gonna roll 8d8. Hold, please. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, and roll. I'm doing it in D&D Beyond because I don't have all those dice on hand right now.
Yeah.
So half of 34 damage.
Okay. That is what, 16?
17.
17. 17.
It's necrotic damage.
Necrotic damage. Let me just make sure that that's okay.
What is happening?
I don't know. I don't know what's happening right now, but you know
Is
what?
that
I'm
what we
having
hear
a
out
good
of
time.
the one mouth of this creature? Is that what we hear?
No, that's just what
Necrotic
she hears.
damage.
Oh, you guys are
it's in
here.
my
You're gonna
head.
get it now.
Oh, it's in
You
my
hear that
head.
from Griff as he's over there like, oh, I guess it likes necrotic.
Okay, that's
Jeez.
with the rest of my turn, I would like to wait, sorry, I'm making sure this is not an action. Am I able to, it says with Mask of the Wild I can attempt to hide even when I'm only lightly obscured. I'd like to, I think that's a bonus action I can do. Oh wait, no, I'm not a rogue. I don't think I can do that. Just kidding, I lied. I'm done with my turn. I'm gonna shut up now.
I'd like to lightly obscure myself.
I would like to obscure myself.
I stand in place like a tree.
No, I'm gonna move like to the looking at the map to the northwest, like closer to that pillar I see, like the first pillar on that. Yes, perfect.
Fair enough. Fair enough.
I'm moving over there.
Okay.
I assume that's like a big pillar, not like a
Yes.
rock or something.
The tree
Yeah.
stumps, right?
Yeah. There.
Okay.
As you kind of look, as you kind of get closer and you get right next to it, what you saw were these tree stumps from a distance. But then as you got closer, you can see that they are pillars and that the roots and the trees have kind of like grown up around it. And the roots, as you're standing there, don't look necessarily natural to you.
Oh no.
Real.
Oh no, I got close to the scary thing. Never mind. Okay, well, I'm there now, so that's my life.
I
Great.
live here now.
I'm dead
It
now.
is now the entity's turn. It is very upset with Swink. As it kind of, as you see like all of these different eyes, you know, looking around, and then as it gets hit twice and then some other spells go off and you see a dagger flown out from somewhere. Swink, you're kind of still standing there, kind of shaken by what you saw as one by one, you see these eyes begin to look at you and they flare and you see that blood center, but now it becomes this like red hue as you see this kind of force blast come out right in your direction. I need you to make another, I need you to make, another wisdom saving throw.
It knows how to do the spirit gun.
All right.
The spirit gun. What about the
let's
spirit sword?
see. That would be
We're not that far into the season.
11.
A rep for my boy Kuwabara.
11. Okay,
Don't kill me.
No. Oh no.
fair enough. I'm just gonna click the button here because it's gonna be easier.
Hang on, real quick.
Oh God! Not
Hey,
that
do
quick.
something.
How
Wait.
does this look bad? Is Swink kind of like this looks
What do
bad?
you mean? What do you?
I think
Nah, it's fine. I'm sure it's okay.
I think Swink is like again. Oh shit, this is for real, and he kind of feels like his brother's almost there with him, and he starts to feel a little lucky.
Ah, interesting.
That's much
Mm,
better. 19.
Use those resources. I'm hiding behind my
Yep.
mic, by the way.
I'll allow it. I'll
Hide.
allow it. As
19
as
for
these eyes kind of all stare at you, and this like force kind of goes almost like it like penetrates through your entire being, as you almost feel like you're knocked out of your own body for a second. As you take 21 necrotic damage.
I'm very glad I did that.
It really is the spirit gun. Oh my god.
Boy, run.
I feel like that may have been 42 damage if I didn't
Yeah.
do that.
Yeah.
Okay. And then no one. Okay, no one is okay. Fair enough. I just need to roll one thing.
You don't have to.
Fair enough. Oh, I do. This is
It's
the
to
fun part of
recharge
it.
his Kamehameha wave.
Okay, all right. Swink, you just got erupted on by these eyeballs. All of them kind of stared at you and then flared, and you just got the shit knocked out of you. What do you do?
So Swink kind of gets hit by this, almost feels like a force wave, and it kind of knocks him back, and he turns to run whenever it happens, and it knocks him back, and he kind of goes into a roll, absorbing some of the blast, and he's gonna try to hit behind the nearest kind of piece of cover.
Sure.
And then turn around to take some more shots. Well, first he'll cast, since I lost concentration on my.
Well, you got to roll a con save. So roll a con save to see if you maintain concentration.
I already failed it. That's why I'm
okay.
casting it again.
Okay, fair enough. Fair enough.
I didn't keep a track.
We love
I appreciate the
honesty
honesty.
Yeah, so I'll cast Hunter's Mark again as my bonus action, and then let's get firing.
And
So
where
you
do
kind
you
of
where do you
retreat.
move? Do you go to like a pillar to the south? Do you go to like the shrubbery to the north? Do you go like where do you move?
I think kind of to the. I'm pointing at my screen that y'all can see it. I think kind of like to the right, kind of near where Griff went, behind like some brush or a tree or anything over there on the edge of the map.
Bring it to Griff.
Griff's like,
Perfect.
boy, what the hell are you doing?
Uh,
Don't hide next to Griff.
I knew I didn't like you.
Oh my god.
God
As he
damn
kinda-
it.
God damn it.
He
Griff don't
as
like
he's
this.
running, he turns his back to thing, and as he kind of spins around, he kind of jumps back and fires a shot.
Mm-hmm.
Let's see if it hits. That is an 18 to hit.
That will hit.
Okay, let me roll all my dice here. 4 plus 6 is 10, and then I'm going to use Colossus Slayer. 11 total damage.
Okay. Make a wisdom
And-
saving throw.
Love that. 9. Hit me.
As you turn and then you almost like hesitate for a second as you see your mother for the first time in a long time, and you release the arrow and you almost want to reach out and grab it as it strikes true, and you feel this pulse in your brain as you're going to take 9 psychic damage.
Okay, let me make sure I do maintain concentration. Kind of taking that damage and after seeing my brother and my mother, I feel a little more like just stunned. Like I just can't quite gather my senses, so I'm not gonna do my second attack. And just kind of, you can tell Swink is shaken up. He's kind of shaking his head. Kind of, he doesn't believe what he's seeing, but it also like, what if, you know?
Yeah. Fair enough. That'll end your turn.
That's the end of my turn.
Aimon.
Oh boy.
As you are cowering, hiding behind this bush.
You know, it's a bit of both. I think Aimon will try and, as quickly as possible, sneak up. Yeah, he wants to try and sneak up and stab this thing.
Sure. Roll a stealth check to sneak
Oh,
up
it's the
to
same
the.
because I'm already hiding. Do you want
Well,
me to
you're
roll
you're
again?
moving, right? Like you're
Mhm.
gonna move closer towards it. So
Got it. This is 12 plus 9, so 21. That's how math works.
nice. 21. Yeah. So you move close to it, and you are going to attack. Yes.
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah, I want that extra damage. Actually, no, I'll hold off on that. Does it know I'm there?
Well, I don't know.
Well, I'm asking because if I'm hiding and it doesn't know I'm there, I get advantage.
I will say this: you have attempted to sneak up to an entity with no
With a whole
cover
bunch of
and
eyes.
multiple eyeballs.
Okay,
So
I
you
was
feel
just
like, even though you were pretty stealthy, it probably sees you.
Got you. All right, then in that case, I'll use my bonus action, and I just find a stone as I'm like creeping up, slash the flame tongue short sword across that, lighted a flame, and just gonna swing.
All right, roll the hit.
That is 13 to hit.
13 just hits.
Okay. How much gets added to this? That's good. All right.
Burn it. Burn it down.
So, ooh. Then I add 2d6. So in total, 15 points of damage. 6 of those are fire.
6 of those are fire. Got it. Okay. And as you kind of strike down, and it was 15, right? And then 6 was
Yes.
fire. Okay.
Well, 15 total. Yeah.
15 total, but 6 was fire. Got it.
Yes.
As you kind of like ignite this sword, right? As you scrape it across that stone and you swing down, your blade cuts neck deep and engulfs in flame Rue in front of you. As you see her, you almost behead her, and you stumble for a second as she starts to ignite in flame. Make a wisdom saving throw.
Can I roll this one at disadvantage?
Yes. I'm not going to say no.
Wild.
Even at disadvantage, that's a 14.
Okay. You're going to take 11 psychic damage.
Okay.
As for the brief moment you see yourself almost behead your friend, as the flames begin to ignite, and then you blink and it's just these eyes kind of undulating and pulsing right in front of you.
Okay. All right. I don't have. I guess I'll try and get on the other side of it. Doesn't matter though, because it's all around him, right? Eyeballs all around.
Yeah.
Yeah. But stay in its range because I don't have a way of. Actually, I'll back up.
You're going to back up?
I'm gonna back up. Yeah.
Okay. It will
Whatever
attempt.
movement I have left. Yeah.
It like kind of one of the eyes kind of like almost like reaches out for you as it kind of like pulses, and then you see it kind of pop as. Oof. Does a 25 hit?
Shut up, Adam.
What? I'm just checking. Okay.
Uh-oh.
All right. So you will take. Oh, joy. 14 psychic damage.
Oh, it's psychic. Was it like a melee attack or was it just in my mind?
Yeah, you just see like one of these things like pulse at you, and you feel like this like acidic burn on your skin, but like it's not actually there. It's not actually burning you. It's in your mind.
Okay, that sucks. Okay, cool. That is my turn.
All right. Griff, pop, locking, and dropping over there.
Right.
What would you like to do for your turn?
Inspiring.
Right. I'm so inspirational. We're gonna get all up in the mix. So I am going to go into a rage.
Yeah.
Yeah, we're gonna rage on this mug. And so Griff is going to go just right up in there where he's at, just a nice little line right up in this face. Thematically jumping off that pedestal, brandishing Lucy, and we're gonna swipe at this guy. And you know what? I'll just do it. We're gonna go reckless.
Yeah, do it. I love it.
That is a 14.
14 will hit. Roll damage.
Beautiful. I like that. Awesome. That's going to be raging. That's going to be 13 points bludgeoning.
Okay.
And let me check one thing real quick. Sorry.
You're good.
Okay. Cool. That's from mistake. Action bonus, action movement. Good.
Okay, 13 damage, right?
13 damage.
Okay. And you have a hammer, right? You have a warhammer. What do you have again?
Warhammer.
Yeah, you have a warhammer. So as you kind of go and you swing, you kind of like hit this entity, and then you like kind of land, and you hear this like crunch on the ground. And as you kind of pull the hammer up, you see smashed below you your badger, lying dead, crushed by your own hammer. Make a wisdom saving throw.
That's a natural 20.
Is there anything, just because I'm curious, is there anything with raging that messes with your like cognitive? I felt like there was something. I'm just asking because I'm curious.
No, it's all physical.
It's
so
right.
Frenzy doesn't affect me until after my rage is done.
Right. Okay. All right. Just wanted to make sure. Okay. So you rolled a nat 20?
Mm-hmm.
Perfect. Okay. So you're only going to take 4 psychic damage as it just kind of like stuns you for a second before, like, again, you just see these eyeballs in front of you.
Griff looks up at the eyeballs and he goes, Griff has no emotional attachment to anything. And I know that wasn't all of my movement. I like to use the rest of my movement to climb on top of this motherfucker.
Sure. Make
getting in the mix. Oh gosh.
Okay, I guess I'm not
make
gonna tidal wave it now.
No, tidal wave it.
I make an athletics check to see if you can climb on top of this thing.
No.
I thought you were gonna say something else. Okay.
No.
Cool. No, that's awesome. 18 plus 7.
18 plus 7. Okay, yeah. You begin to like climb on top of this, and it's like it's strange and it's weird. It's like you're kind of literally grabbing onto these eyeballs, and your hands kind of protruding into this like jelly pus sinew substance as you kind of just like every time it's just as you're like just climbing up top of this thing, angry at what it just saw and determined to be triumphant over this thing, as you're able to kind of like climb to the top of it, you guess, but you're still kind of like holding on to it as its kind of like whole body is kind of like morphing and changing around you.
You see like blood red eyes Griff just climbing on top of it. For some reason, he got his warhammer in his mouth as he's climbing, and it's just real bad. Like we're over the top. That's me, sir.
Fair enough. Rue, as you see Griff kind of climb on top of this thing, kind of tilt your head, and what would you like to do?
You know what? Actually, I realized this other thing I can do is way better than Tidal Wave. I keep forgetting that I have this really badass staff that has spells in it. So I'm going to expend 5 charges of my Staff of Swarming Insects to cast Insect Plague.
Sure. Absolutely.
So swarming, biting, locust fill 20-foot radius sphere centered on a point you choose within range. I would like to center it, if at all possible, in a way to not hit my friends.
Yeah,
Um,
he's like one with this thing right now, so you're gonna hit both of them.
Okay, that's fine. It's a Constitution saving throw, so Griff should be fine.
Is it a 20-foot radius or a 20-foot diameter?
It is a 20-foot radius sphere centered on a point you choose within range, which is within 300 feet, and I am well within that time.
So we'll say you're kind of placing it right there, so you're not hitting Aimon as well.
Yeah, I don't want to hit Aimon.
Sure.
Yeah, that's fine.
Thanks, bud.
So what's the save?
Griff.
It is a Constitution save, DC 14, so it's the same as my normal spell save
Okay.
DC.
And Griff, you need to do the same as well.
We're good. 17 plus 7. We out here.
It will save as well.
Okay, then you take half of 4d10 piercing damage. And this will, so when it appears, it takes damage, and then I believe you have to make the saving throw whenever you enter the spell's area for the first time, or if you end your turn there. So if that thing does not move, it's going to keep making the save as long as I maintain concentration.
Sure.
Okay, 4d10. 2, 3, 4. Roll.
Thank you for the raid.
Taking a while to
you.
We're so
calculate.
scared right now.
Okay, so the total roll was 17, so half of that for each of you.
Okay.
9.
Which is
Yeah.
9. Yep. Okay, fair enough.
And then I get half of that as well because
That's
I'm
piercing,
raging.
Yep. Yes, sir.
Yes,
6.
because it is pure. I believe it is pure. Did I say piercing damage? I
Yes.
believe it's piercing damage. So yeah, it's even half of that for you.
Yeah. So you'll take
Top
5,
half or
I think.
bottom half? There we go.
Always
top
top.
half.
Yep.
5.
Okay. Is that it for your turn?
I think. Oh, I can bonus action, can't I? I do
yeah.
have a bonus action. Who is really hurt next to me right now? How far away
Swink.
is? How far away is Swink from me? Because I can see him, right?
Yeah, from your vantage point, I mean, he's straight over. He's
He was
35 feet
60
from you.
feet? Oh, he's
Yes.
only 35 feet? Okay,
Yes.
great. I'm gonna bonus action cast Healing Word. Because I think you can cast bonus action spell, is that right? Or no?
No, not if you cast a spell.
Oh no, I did yeah, even if it's from the staff, it still counts as me casting it. Never mind.
Counts as a spell.
I don't think I have nope, that's it. I can't do anything else, so I'm gonna stay where I am.
Sorry.
It's the thought
Sorry.
that counts, you know?
Fair enough. Fair enough. Okay. As you kind of like cast this, you see these like insects start to swarming, and Griff's like hanging on and just occasionally like slapping a bug on his neck or something, but he's angry and he's determined. You see this entity, these eyes begin to kind of grow and swell a bit as you hear this kind of like overarching moan, this weep of sadness as it kind of fills all of your minds, and those images that you just saw can't help but to draw at the strength and the continuity of your focus and determination as you all just feel this pressure, this weight, this overwhelming sadness. I need everybody to make a Constitution saving throw.
Oh. Uh-oh.
12.
12 as well.
11.
19.
Oof.
Okay. All right. Fair enough. And so as that like kind of weight kind of hits you and you feel this like sadness, you're kind of stuck there for a moment as you're unable to move, as you're in your thoughts and you're sad of the people you've lost, the people you might lose. And you just kind of all ponder and sit and think. Great.
On top of
Also,
this thing.
Mandy,
Is
Yeah.
your insects disperse and go away as you
Oh,
break concentration.
Oh, fuck.
It's
Okay.
it's an automatic effect. Sorry if
Yep,
you fail.
Yep.
is this
I feel like I've done
charmed, or-
that to you twice now, and I feel so bad.
Is this charmed or something else?
DM hates me. Ugh.
This is something else.
Okay.
This is not a charm effect.
And a 19 didn't save.
You did save.
Okay.
Sorry, Eamon, you did save. So
You're
you
good, you're
still
good.
have.
I was just
You
like,
feel
oh, we're
that?
in trouble,
Sorry, I apologize.
guys.
You did save. Everyone else failed. And as Griff, you kind of like stand there, and you kind of are sad, and you kind of feel this like emotion kind of take over you. Again, you see these eyes like kind of reach out, and as the eyes kind of bulge towards you, you see this gaping maw kind of open and attempt to grasp at your face. And it will do so at advantage. Okay. 18, 19, 20, 25 to hit.
Fuck you, Adam.
You know what? You know what, Adam? Happy birthday.
Happy birthday, bro.
Happy birthday.
Okay, you're going to take 15 psychic damage,
Heard.
and it will
He
do
really
so.
did say happy
It will
birthday
do
to
so
himself.
again.
Let's do it. Let's get in there.
Does a 19 hit?
Hits.
Okay. Oh my God, it's rolling real well.
Look at that grin.
He's so
Look at this
birthday
grin.
You're gonna
It's
take.
so
You're
good.
gonna take 14 psychic damage.
little
Oh,
casual
okay.
friend murder.
I don't know why. I thought you were gonna say 40. I was gonna be like, what?
No. 14 psychic damage.
Perfect.
Shit.
As again, this eye just kind of like tears itself open and then like almost like bites in. It almost like latches to your face, kind of like venom. That ichor just kind of like latches onto your face and then rips out. It's all in your mind. No physical damage is done.
You audibly just hear. Just like,
As fair enough. Okay, Swink, you're kind of standing back, stunned. You can't move. Let me just check one thing about this real
Do I
quick.
get to try to save?
Your hunter's mark is gone as well, and you are free. Your like senses. You're just kind of like nostalgic. You're just kind of like stuck there, kind of just
Gotcha.
like
So
are
there's no
unsure.
save to.
no.
Okay. Can I use actions, bonus actions?
Yes.
Okay. So Swink looks like he's going through it, especially after he was hit by this. So he's kind of like huddled over. He has his bow by his side, and he's just like he just keeps saying, "I'm sorry. It's all my fault. I'm so sorry. It's all my fault." Just repeating that over and over and over. And the only thing he can do is basically just like cuddle himself, and I'll cast Cure Wounds.
Fair enough. You cast Cure Wounds on yourself. What level?
At level 2.
Okay. Roll your healing.
That is 9 healing.
Great. Anything for your bonus action or?
No.
Okay. Would you like to move? Oh wait, you can't move. Yeah, you're stuck there. Great. Perfect. Aimon, you see all of your friends kind of just like stuck there. You even see Griff kind of like he screams like a little bit, like a lot, higher pitch than you thought as he just kind of like holds on. But
Didn't
you
know
see
you
his
could hit
eyes
that
kind of go
octave.
wide as he
Nice.
shakes.
Impressed by the
The
is
range.
that alto? Is that range? That range from Griff. Would Aimon be able to tell that Griff is still in like combat with the creature, or does he look like he's just out of it?
That's a good point. Griff, make me a strength saving throw at disadvantage.
Would it be flat because I'm raging?
Yes.
Cool. Well, I
See
must
if you
have
can
been
hold on while you kind of like lock up in like this kind of moment of like overwhelming sadness.
Oh, okay. This one is staying with me. That is an 18.
Okay. He's able to hold on, but it just kind of looks like that's like all he's doing at the moment.
Okay, cool. As it's looking at him and looking at me and looking at all my friends, seeing the bugs drop, I'm just gonna try and stab into one of the eyes and help my friend out.
Is the effect of your sword, is that like a concentration based thing as well? Or
I think it just, let me check it.
I think it just does it. You made your save anyway, so
Speak
forget
the
it.
magic sword command. Yeah, it's just
Yeah.
just on now. I
Fair
just
enough.
clap on.
Swing away, baby.
Gonna swing. 16 to hit.
16 will hit.
Nice. And this one, sneak attack. That I'm assuming that's why I asked.
Right. You're wanting to see if you can get the bang for your buck. I'm gonna say no.
Okay.
I'm gonna say no, that he is not threatening at this moment. He's
Alright,
just
then.
kind of holding on.
Then that's 5 points of damage.
Okay. And as you kind of swing
sorry.
down. Oh,
I apologize. I forgot to roll the 2d6 for the
Fire.
fire. Oh.
nice 2 6s. So 17 total.
Nice.
12 fire. Let's go.
And as you kind of swing down on this, you see for a moment that you bisect Griff's hand, the one that he's holding on to, as that sword kind of plunges through his wrist. As you were kind of careless in your swing, make a wisdom saving throw.
Ooh, that's a 4.
You're going to take 13 psychic damage.
Okay.
As you kind of blink for a second, you kind of reach out instinctually at Griff, but you see him there holding on firmly, but also eyes wide, and just hearing that kind of higher octane. Is that it for your turn?
Yes.
Okay.
Can't really do anything much. Actually, I'll disengage and back up into further away.
Fair enough. You're going to just go kind of back to where you were?
Yeah, previously, yeah.
Okay. Griff, you are holding on to this entity. You can't really go anywhere. You're just on top of it. What would you like to try and do?
If Griff's gonna dig his heels just right into this thing, and then just over the head, double hand swing, Gallagher style, right onto this thing's face.
Let's go.
Okay, make me a dexterity saving throw to see if you can maintain balance on this like ever moving and shifting thing as you, per your description, try to stand on top of it to go two-handed over.
Yeah. I mean, it's an obstacle that's in front of me that I can see. Would you say that, DM?
I wouldn't say it's an obstacle. I'd say it's a maybe living creature, entity, something like that.
But it's still.
What are you
visual.
getting at? What are you getting at?
I have advantage on dex saving throws when it comes to these things.
On what? It like going over an object or something?
Or like something that's like kind of coming at me or could provide an issue. I have to be able to see it.
We're in rules lawyer mode.
Yeah, we're in rules
What's the
lawyer.
official
Listen, hold on. I'm gonna direct this to y'all. Chat, this thing is kicking our ass. I want any possible opportunity.
You know, that's fair enough. Question, because I realized, do you have to concentrate on rage? Is that something that you have to maintain, or is it just as long as you take damage each round, right? It just kind of
As long as
persists,
you
correct?
take damage or deal
That's what I
damage.
thought.
Take
Okay.
or
Rage.
deal. Yeah.
Rage
I will
prevents
say-
you from doing concentration.
Yeah, so I will say, because you are raging, you are as alert as you will ever be. I will give it to you that you have advantage on the dex save.
I appreciate
Gracious.
it. Very gracious.
Even on his
Oh.
birthday, he gracious.
So gracious. 24.
Trying to get the smoke behind
Okay,
us.
you're able to steady yourself and you're able to swing. Go ahead and roll the hit.
I apologize. That is incorrect. That is a 19. I looked at my con save. That's my
Well,
fault.
You die. No, I'm just kidding.
Yeah.
You're with a 19. You're still able to kind of steady yourself.
Okay, cool. Boom, we're gonna give it to this guy.
You die. But Mr. DM, you're so cool and so nice.
It's your birthday.
It's your
Happy
birthday.
Your birthday. That's a 15 to hit.
15 will hit.
Nice. Do it to him.
That's gonna take 8 points of damage, bludgeoning.
Okay.
And then being that I am on top of this thing and it just continues to show me the image of my badger and my friends are freaking out, Griff's eyes just bulge wider and just get redder and he goes into a frenzy for bonus action to swipe at this mug again.
Okay. As you recall your badger and you kind of look over, you see Aimon like sneak up behind Rue and shiv her in the back. And it
All right.
kind of, like, stuns you for a moment until you don't see that at all. He's not even near her. Make a wisdom saving throw.
What the fuck?
From behind the bush. Hmm?
Oh, it's a 14.
14. Okay, you are going to take 14 psychic damage.
Jesus.
This thing hurt. I like it.
Let's still get my hit off.
Yes, you do.
It's a 16.
16 will hit.
Oh, that's better. Let's do it. That's going to be 15 points of damage.
15 points of damage. How do you want to kill this thing?
Oh.
On your birthday?
Are you
On your
birthday?
birthday?
Oh, there's a little
So-
more. Don't worry.
Yeah. So after getting that psychic damage and Griff is knocked back, his eyes still continue to bulge that crazy red. And just with the deepest guttural, like, I'm gonna be for real with you, like Paul Atreides style voice, just hammers right into it. And the end of Lucy sticks, and he does this like up and over thing and just brings it around. And it's like splash.
And as you kind of like hit down on this thing, you see all the eyes go wide as you hear this like weeping moan as this concussive force erupts out of it. And I need everybody to make a wisdom saving throw for me.
Wisdom save, I'm good at those. Yeah. Hey! A dirty 20. Oh wait, the wrong accent.
The dice give and taketh away. I got a 3.
Oh
3.
no!
Yeah.
17 for Aimon. What'd you get?
Oh.
Did you say 7? 16.
16.
Okay. Swink?
17.
17. And what'd you get, Rue?
Dirty 20.
30, 20. Okay, so everyone but Griff succeeded. So
Not the head shake.
you're so
Oh, no.
lucky. I rolled very badly, like very, very badly. Ugh. If you failed, you take 19 psychic damage. On a success, you take half.
10 damage.
And I rolled bad. As you kind of hit this thing, as it kind of like expands and all these eyes pierce through your eyes and into your mind, and for a moment you're all just kind of stunned by all of these various images, but for a brief second everything goes dark until your eyes come back and you see this thing kind of start to fold in and you know kind of fall into itself and into this stump as it kind of like the eyes begin to kind of like ooze down the tree, almost like a watercolor painting. As it kind of drips down the page, you see it just kind of begin to like pull down into the ground and the earth around you. And there on top of it, you see Griff just triumphant, covered in pus and goose and ooze.
And then you see him fall on his face.
Oh.
I'll run over there.
Yeah, I run over to him to
Don't use
Heal.
your spells.
huh?
I got a thing for this.
Oh, okay. I let you do what you were gonna do. Sorry.
Very good. I have
Oh, right. You
My
have...
feet, my healing
medic.
feet.
Yeah.
So you don't. We might need them spells.
Mm.
I would like to use healer healing, which is basically I use my healer's kit. Let me make sure I have to roll anything. Nope. Cool. 1d6 plus 4 to try and he's just doing CPR on Griff to try and get him back up.
Fair enough.
Just runs through the ichor. Ooh, a 6 plus 4.
You want some leeches? I have some leeches for that.
We don't need leeches right now. Not right now. I think we've had enough of bugs from you, Rue. Thank you.
More for me.
Aimon, make a perception check while you go up to him and you're right there next to the remains of this thing.
That's a 7.
Okay. Noted. As you administer your medical aid as best you can to Griff and help him out.
Just focus on Griff right now, yeah.
Mm-hmm. I would say, Swink, you were furthest away from this entity as the others kind of, and you're still kind of mulling this over, the things that you saw.
Yep.
You're just kind of folding into yourself as you see this red hue around you. Some of the trees and bushes. That's odd. As you turn around and you see what looks to be a small cave entrance behind you. The stalactites and stalagmites almost making this maw with this darkness inside. But you see this red but low, constant glow.
I'm inside the damn cave.
You're not. You can see
Oh
it.
no, you can see the red light inside the cave though. It's clearly
Yes.
coming from. So Swink, yeah, like you said, he kind of was retreating into himself, and there's tears, kind of coming down his face as he thinks back about his brother and his family. And he'll, kind of bend over and light a torch and go and basically just try to burn whatever remains of that tree down with the torch. Just to try to cleanse he wants to almost like cleanse his mind by cleansing this tree
Sure.
with fire. And then he would kind of just nod toward the cave, be like, and you can see his eyes are red. You can see he'd been crying. Y'all see that?
And you do. All of you see it. It stands but 25, 30 feet away. Somehow you missed it before. But there it stands.
Was that there before?
I think it's leading us.
Leading us to what?
Aimon, as you ask that question, your hand is grasping a gem. And for the first time, in the back of your head, as you ask that question, you hear answers.
Not questions? For the first time?
What was that, Aimon?
I leave it to all of you. Should we go in?
To our death, damnation, both. I think we need to sleep. Something's wrong with our heads.
Speak for yourself. I'm fine.
And Swink kind of snaps. He's like, "You most of all." Like as soon as she kind of says that, jumps on her. I'm sorry.
Mm-hmm.
This thing is messing with our heads. Whatever
Aimon,
it is.
make a wisdom saving throw.
10.
Answers. You're here for answers. You need answers. That is the mission. As you feel yourself kind of pushed, gentle nudge in your conscious, as you know, there's answers there, and that's where we'll find it. And for the sake, you begin to kind of start heading that way as you kind of look back to your group. What do you say?
I made a choice one time to stay in the dark. I refuse to do that again. He just keeps walking. And you guys see at this point, there's blood coming from his ears, his eyes, and his nose. 4 hit points.
Yeah.
Can I? Is Aimon holding the stone?
Oh, as he said that, is that cool if I?
Sure.
Yeah, as he said that, he has it like he was talking to the stone more than he was talking to you guys, just blatantly in front of you.
I'd be bold on Maine.
Be bold, homie, be bold.
I want to steal that fucking stone. I want to
Real-
get it away from him.
As you kind of see that stone, and you kind of see him grasping it, and you see that glow, there's that itch in the back of your head again. You hear that heartbeat. As Aimon speaks, you're right, we do need answers. And you have that feeling again in the pit of your stomach that that's where I need to go.
I feel compelled to follow him.
It's not compelled. Aimon is kind of coerced in moving, not necessarily of his own accord.
Mhm.
You just have this strong sense that you agree with him and you feel like you should. But you still see the gem in his hand. You still have your own kind of, ability.
Is he holding it like really tight?
Oh yes.
I would assume so.
Oh yes.
Okay. I'm just gonna look at the other two and turn and follow Aimon.
Griff, are we doing this?
Griff, are we doing what?
He just woke up.
Following them into a dark, creepy cave. Half dead. No backup.
Yep.
Sons of bitches.
Okay. So the four of you start walking to the cave. Aimon leading the way. As you kind of walk through the maw, the mouth of this cave, into the darkness with that constant red hue behind it. We're gonna go to break and give our players a little stretch, a little breather. Same for you, audience. Thank you so far for being here. Really appreciate it. I think we'll be back in like 10 minutes or so with the second half of episode 2 of The Still Gray.
See y'all soon.
Welcome back. As we left off, our wonderful group was heading into a cave. A dark, red, constant hue glowing. As Aimon felt this compulsion to lead the way, to start this trek, this journey in. And as they pass through the cave, it's dark. The hue of red just seems to be everywhere. It's all over the ground beneath you, the ceiling above, the sides of the cave as well. Aimon, as you kind of go down this narrow, kind of natural corridor, you kind of come to this large opening, and you see a palace, an entrance of some kind, and one by one your companions start to follow in. You all kind of see this large, looming palace. As you kind of approach, you can see there's this large, almost archaic, old stone doorway, this thick slab, and these fine, intricate calligraphies and decorations and designs on the walls and the front pillars of this fortress within this cave. And behind the door, the slab, at the cracks beneath it, into the side and above it, you see a red glow emanating. And Aimon, as you stand there, you see something on the door. It's that scribbles, scratching, writing. It's writing. What does it say? What does it say? As you see these sigils and symbols, this writing begin to kind of appear on the door in front of you, almost like it's burned into existence. The rest of you, as you're kind of approaching, you see Aimon just walk towards the door. As you see this ancient, old place, the smell of dust, musk, earth, sulfur, soot, burning. All of these sensations kind of hit you as you see Aimon walk up and place his hand on the door. And in his left hand, you see him holding a gem. And Aimon, as you stand at this door, you see this writing begin to appear in front of you. Everyone else, as you're kind of looking at him, there's no writing. It's an old stone, almost large tablet of a door. It looks like it could be lifted to something beyond. You see the outline of the red behind it, the glow. And you see the calligraphy and this old ancient archaic that's decrepit. It's starting to crumble. It's cracked. It's been here for, well, who knows? And Aimon, as you hold your hand here, you feel that urge again. Answers. You feel it. And as these words appear, you begin to read them aloud.
The Void Night. The Grey Day. With these words, I unlight the way. Hear my voice in the blackened abyss. The cloak bleeds red for the returning mist. For my champion, I awake thee. Arise to your station and bring back he, with words stated and blood spilled by my sword. Thy seal unlock for the return of my lord.
And as he says this, he grips tightly to the gem as blood begins to pool, and he slaps it on the doorway, and this concussive blast erupts from the door, and you all see it as it cracks and crumbles before you, and this red hue is suffocated out with this pure, still gray mist, this darkness that just consumes like a wave, like a monsoon over all of you before all you see around you. It's the still gray.
Oh, fuck.
He's the title.
Roll credits. Guys, I think I did something wrong.
What the fuck did you do?
You say, and no one responds. And none of you hear him say that. All that you see is just gray and mist. It's quiet. It's silent. You step forward. You step forward again. You reach out. Griff was standing right there, Rue. You reach out for him. You start to feel. He's not there. Swink, you yell out. You scream. You scream for help, for anybody. Hello? Can you hear me? And it's just still. Until all of you, separately, but at the same time, hear a voice. You're here. You're stuck. You are mine. But it needn't be always so. You need only accept my help, and you will be free of this place. So tell me, Aimon, tell me, Swink, tell me, Griff, tell me, Rue, shall I free you from yourself? What do you choose?
You're muted, Mandy.
I was
She's
just
just
reacting. It's
screaming.
fine. I'm just screaming into the void. I was R2D2 screaming. Not really.
What do you mean free from myself?
It's the still. There's no response. You wait until you hear a laugh. And then it's still again. The gray almost waiting, beckoning an answer.
I don't need your help. I don't need anybody's help.
Well, then I guess we'll enjoy eternity together. Swink, Silvania.
We'll see about that.
Don't you want to know how your brother's doing?
What does that have to do with freeing myself?
Nothing.
Look, I don't trust whatever this is. You're part of whatever evil we've been vanquishing. I want nothing to do with you. I don't know how you know my family, but I will not let you beat me.
So sure of yourself. So young and naive. Just like that day in the forest. And you don't care about Swanson. Well, enjoy. Make a Constitution saving throw, Swink. A disadvantage.
No problem. Slight problem. 8.
You feel a sense of dread and despair and coldness take over, almost similar to what you experienced not 30 minutes before, but now you are truly alone. You are stuck in a place with no hope of escape. For the rest of your measly life, this is where you will be. And boy, oh boy, does it eat at you of that promise you made to your brother. How dare you, when you made a promise to return to him. But you can be selfish, that's fine. Let your pride be your downfall. Maybe it'll lead to his. As you sit there alone, a small, little, minute speck of dust in a cosmos of gray around you. As we move to Aimon, the same question is offered you. And that same kind of feeling you have in the back of your head of wanting to find answers, and that the only way to find that is to move forward. You're not compelled to say yes, but you do want answers. Do you accept the aid of this individual, this entity, this voice that lingers in the gray?
What is your opinion on this? Is this a friend of yours? Are these symptoms? Clammy skin, difficulty breathing, anxiety, fast heart rate. I'm in shock. Is this your doing? Did you do this?
As you look down, it's not there. Your beloved crystal. That can't be. You just had it. No, you need it. It's yours. It's yours. You must find it. You gotta find it. It's here somewhere.
On all fours, just crawling around in the mist. No. Somebody else gets it. They'll make the wrong decision. They'll make his decision. They'll end up hurting them. I have to protect them. I have to make the decision. I have to make the choice. Show me the choice. Show me the way. Show me the way.
Looking for this? As you see it kind of float just out of view, mist kind of covering it. And as you kind of reach for it, it just is out of your grasp.
Just keep reaching for it. Just
You keep
running
moving.
toward it.
I told you. You will not escape or leave this place without my help.
As long as you get them out, I'll follow you anywhere. Just make sure they're safe.
Good. Griff, the same question is posed to you.
Griff strong enough. No one talks about Griff. That's why Griff talks like this. But Griff's strong enough. I'm strong enough. And he sits down, crosses his leg, and he closes his eyes, and he goes, "Do your worst to me."
Rue, you stand in the still gray. This vastness around you, it seems impossibly huge, like you're floating in space. There's no planets, there's no help, there's nobody around you. And yet the voice offers you aid, assistance, help.
what should I roll to see how my instincts feel about this?
It depends on what you're trying to do. You could roll an insight check to see if you can figure out kind of what you're thinking. You can roll a saving throw if you're like, I want to see kind of how I feel in these moments. I'll kind of leave it
Yeah,
up
I
to
kinda
you and your
wanna-
character.
I want to determine if this feels like more unnatural shit. I'm sure it does, but I'm curious like how I'm reacting to it the way I reacted to the light before.
Mm-hmm.
So, wisdom?
Sure. Yeah. If you think that fits, let's do it.
It's actually really good. That's 19. If it's a save, that's 25.
As you kind of stand here and you hear this voice, you have never been more scared, worried, alone, because your connection comes from the earth, from nature around you, and from some old friends and new friends. And here, you don't have anything. You have no one. Even when you've traveled in the land by yourself, you still had the trees, the birds, the deer, the occasional odd creature that you come across. You still had companionship. But you're alone, isolated, and cut off. You want nothing more than to get out of this place.
Yeah, I just start pacing like a wild animal. Get me out of here. I'll rip your fucking throat out. Show yourself.
Swink, you've been determined, and you've been pondering the words, and you're defiant, yet it eats at you, that promise you made to your brother, as far as you know, the last remaining family you have. And it feels like a week goes by, and another week, as you become weaker, and it's nothing but the gray. You walk for miles, trying to find an exit. There is none. There's no escape. There's no hope. Your brother out there all alone. And you, on your pride, stuck here. Silent. Still. You call out to the voice several times. No response. The moment you start to fall into a slumber, the laugh echoes out and wakes you. The question still remains.
I know you deceive. I've seen your creatures at work. I don't trust you. I only trust my brother and myself, and I trust that he can take care of himself, keep himself alive, until I find my way out of here, kill you, and find him.
Rue, we'll start with you.
Okay.
As you utter these words, all you needed to do was ask. As the mist, the still gray around you fades, and you're in the woods again. You're outside of the cottage, but it's muted. It's darker. The gray, it persists. It clings to you. You see no one. The cottage there. And you know you have a mission, a job to do. You have to get back to the fortress, do you not? So you start heading that way. Make a perception check.
Yeah, I was gonna say, I want to smell if this is real. perception. That is 19.
You smell the earth. You smell the tree. You feel the wind across your face for a moment. Not just that, you hear a scream for help. A familiar high octave scream from Griff behind you. You hear him screaming. As you turn around, you see the cottage there, and you know it's coming from inside. What do you do?
So I don't smell anything in particular. I just am hearing this. Like, that's what I'm focused on.
Not at the moment. Just the earth. You know, you smell like the clay and the soil and you know, natural smells like you would when you're in a forest.
Okay, and I didn't smell that before. Okay. I'm running for the cottage.
Okay. As you dart towards the cottage, all of a sudden the cottage goes up in flames. These large, towering flames erupt in front of you as you hear Griff still screaming for your aid, screaming for your help inside.
Enough with the tricks.
Do you run inside?
I don't think it's real. So I'm going to say no.
Fair enough. You hear Griff screaming, begging for help. All he wants is help. All he needs is help. As you stand, both not thinking it's real, although it feels real, you feel the warmth of the fire in front of you. You feel the soil beneath your feet, the wind at your back. You smell the earth. You feel the stark contrast between the chill behind you and the flames erupting in front of you, and that is your friend in there screaming, but you try to stand defiant against that. You fear the flame. You fear fire. And you hear the scream persist as you choose to do nothing to help your friend who's relied on you and counted on you, and it eats at you. As slowly his voice muffles out as he dies in a fire. The smoke from the fire consumes your vision as now you're walking in a forest again. You kind of look around. You remember the house. You swear you remember the house.
Yep.
And you look around. Make a perception check.
Okay. Oh, not as good. That is 14.
Flames again erupt around you, as almost as if you were standing in the woods. Next thing you know, you're at the entrance of the house. You're standing in the doorway, and you see two familiar individuals standing there, mouth, jaw, their skin sunken in, the soldiers that you saw before, just standing there in the fire, being burned alive, staring forward. And down the hallway to the right, you see an opening, and you hear Swink. Swink calls out for you. Rue, help. I need help. I'm trapped. Help.
Lies!
What do you do?
I am going to do something stupid.
I love it.
I'm gonna take... Do I have a dagger? I'm gonna take my dagger. And I'm gonna cut myself. See if it wakes me up.
Are you sure you want to do that?
Okay.
Your choice.
Yeah, you know what? Yeah.
Okay.
He asked if you're sure it means you're gonna die. You know what? Maybe I will. Yeah, I'm just gonna like cut my palm.
Sure. As you go to cut your palm, and I'm going to give this to you for free because you think it's not real,
Mm-hmm.
and you're kind of pushing past yourself in this void. And as you begin to cut, you have this pulse flashback of Griff screaming while you stand there watching him burn alive. And you take 4 psychic damage from this image, this pulse of you failing to act, failing to save, as you slice yourself with this knife. Roll damage for the knife.
Okay. That is 5 damage.
You take 5 piercing
It's
damage.
piercing, yeah.
Yep. You take 5 piercing damage from the dagger as your hand just hurts. And once again, as you cut that and the blood begins to pour, you almost see it look like water as you recall your tidal wave spell that could almost take out this entire house, the flames, and douse it. And you could save Swink, but instead you stall, you're triumphant in your own mind that this is not real. Yet as you cut yourself, you feel the piercing, you feel the blood begin to pour from it. You are very much hurting yourself as you cut that. As you hear and see the flames begin to grow, the hallway becomes impossibly long, but still a chance if you choose to try and save Swink.
I'm gonna tidal wave the house.
Okay. Roll a spell attack.
Okay. Okay. Oh, that's really good. That is 22.
Right. You call up and forth this magic that you know, and you send forth this tidal wave down this hallway. As it careens forward, you see the fires start to get doused and extinguished, and you still see flames down in the basement to the right. You know that's where he is. That's where the screams are. You can still see flames, but you have doused the entirety of this house and tidal waves above it, and the flames are no longer there, and you have a path forward.
Yeah, I go in.
As you take off, the soldiers who are standing there, their skin begins to melt down and then go and wrap around you as you start kind of walking towards it. Give me a strength saving throw at disadvantage.
Okay. It's flat rolls for me. First one's a 12. Second one is a nat 20.
Okay. So, a 12, you feel this skin wrap around you. And as it kind of wraps around you, you can't speak, you can't breathe. All you see are just through the eyes, the slits. And as it kind of wraps around you, there's a familiarity, this burned, charred body. Griff? This was Griff's skin. As you try to take a step forward and you fall down and you hit your head right on the ground in front, and you are powerless to move as you are constricted and you are consumed as the flames begin to erupt from the basement. This large blast as you see Swink crawl out of the flame. His body, his entire body is charred. You see his hand, you can see the bone and the muscle and the flesh. There is no skin left on him as he crawls towards you slowly on the ground with every ounce of his being, and all you need to do is reach out and touch him, but you can't because you are stuck here. As his hand reaches out and he says, "Why did you wait?" As he dies in front of you. And you close your eyes. You shake your head with the impending doom of your death before you feel a chill through your entire body. And you open your eyes again and you're walking in the forest. And you're heading to the fortress. And you hear footsteps behind you. Oh. Your party. Your friends. They're here. What a relief. As you look to your left and you see Griff, and you look to your right and you see Swink. They're not as you remembered. They're your ghouls. They're your undead followers. You failed to save them, and now they are with you always. Your failure, a constant reminder. Every day, every night, they follow you. And then you see Aimon in front of you. Flames erupt again behind him. As the flames creep closer and closer, you see them kind of stop and stare, their mouths agape as they just kind of stare at it. And then they look at you, similar to the soldiers that were inside that house, waiting, almost beckoning you to do something. As you see Aimon outlined with the flames all around, and he's just sitting there, hunched, curled, holding something, whispering to it. As you see his clothes begin to ignite.
No!
What do you do?
I'm gonna go grab him.
Make a... How would you do that, I guess? Are you going to just run towards him?
Mm-hmm.
Make a dexterity check.
Just a check?
Yeah.
It's terrible. It's a 7.
Oof. As you kind of begin to run, you trip over a root and you fall, and that flame creeps up to almost consuming him. As you see his clothes begin to ignite, you see his skin start to warp and boil as the flames are there. And if you want to try one more time, you can make a wisdom saving throw, because you hate flames, you hate fire.
really
It
do.
scares you with everything. But what's worse is letting another friend die.
That is an 18.
An 18. You make it. You scramble to your feet. You reach out. You grab his hand. As you pull him away, you peel the skin from him. You can't get a clean grip as his body is consumed by the flame. As you rip forward, the skin just peels off, almost like it's caked in mud, and you have no grip as you stand there with the smoldering skin in your hand as his body crumples, and the last thing you see is him smiling, talking to this gem.
I grab the gem.
We move to Aimon. Aimon, as you have this conversation with the voice, the still gray, the mist around you kind of fades. You're in a tent, a familiar tent. You've been here before. It's night. You look down. You see a familiar sharp dagger. And you look forward. And you see your commanding officer back to you, hunched over a desk, holding a familiar gem, kind of rocking, whispering. You recognize this night. This is the night that changed everything. And you know that gem. And you have the dagger. What do you do?
What do I hear him saying?
Make a perception check.
19.
The power. The power, I know the power. I know. All it takes is a few bodies. I understand. My men will follow me anywhere. I just need more. Just give me a bit more. I know, but I need more. You said that is a reflection of me, of my energy, and I'm telling you I have more to give. To hell with my men. They will follow me anywhere. I need more. And you know of what he speaks of. The plan you unfolded by yourself that you overheard. What do you do?
Aemon slowly walks behind his commanding officer, places his hand gently on the side of his neck. Their lives aren't yours to sacrifice. And then he slowly just presses the knife into the side of his neck and covers his mouth.
As you go to do that, in this familiar scene that you've lived once before, something changes. A spark of red from the gem. His hand reaches up, grasping your wrist before it can make contact with his throat, as you see him snap your wrist, as you feel this pain pulse as he turns his eyes, this red glow. How dare you!
It's not your choice.
As the mist envelops your face, as you fade to black from the pain. And then you're stuck. Your neck feels tight. Your wrists feel tight. Your one hand still broken in pain. You're in a stockade in the middle of a camp. As you look around, make a perception check.
7.
It's not hard to notice. You see your captain standing over his men, your commanding officer, as he sits there. Men, what we're doing today is important. This could turn the tide of everything.
No.
We've already had one usurper try who sided with the Legion. We need to be stout. We need to be honorable. For what we achieve today will echo through the cause of history as the men erupt in a cheer and a roar as he rallies them. And as he's talking, you see it in his left hand, that gem. He's clutching it. As he walks by you, out towards the entrance of this camp, he looks to the left, and you just see a small smirk as he exits. And all of his men, one by one, follow.
No.
Except for one. Malcolm. Your best friend. Your buddy. You've been through so much. This towering half-orc who's been almost your other half. He stops. And he looks at you. Why did you do it? Why would you do it?
I had to protect you.
Protect me? You betrayed me. You betrayed all of us.
Oh, no. You're
On
all
the
safe.
eve, on the biggest night, you know we're storming those ruins.
No,
Why?
no. You're all safe. You didn't have to go. He was gonna lead you to ruin. He was gonna kill you all.
What are you talking about? We're going right now.
No, Malcolm. We can leave right now. You can leave. You don't even have to leave with me. You just don't go down. Don't go there, please.
It's my orders. Aimon, what is wrong with you? A good soldier follows orders. This could be our names could be written, echoed into the halls. We've talked about this. This could put us on the map. You know that that's important to me. Why would you try to take that?
He reaches out with his one good hand. You're important to me. Don't do this, please.
He sighs. Make a perception or a persuasion roll.
That was my persuasion bad. That is a 3.
He kind of grasps your hand and he puts his forehead on yours, kind of kneels in. You'll see, friend. You'll see me at my greatest. Just wait.
No.
Just because you lost faith doesn't mean I have.
Please.
And he turns.
Malcolm, no.
And he walks. And at the entrance of the camp, you see these makeshift palisade walls. And you see this kind of gray mist just floating there. And as he walks into the mist, you start to hear it as you see this red pulsing glow of screams, of death, of destruction and chaos. And through it all, the laughter. Power! Echoes out until you see one figure walking back from the mist. Malcolm. He looks injured and rough. He walks towards you. You were right. I don't. As a knife is shoved in the back of his head, through his neck, as the commanding officer stands behind him, eyes glowing red, as he rips him down. Then he walks up to you. I chose this, as he holds the crystal up. I wield it how I see fit, and you will witness everything. As he punches you in the face and you go black. Your eyes roll on the back of your head before you appear in a tent. A bloody dagger in your hand. Your captain lying dead on the ground, blood pooling from his neck, just as you remember. And beyond that, the crystal lying on the ground, blood pooling just at the edge of it. You've done it. And then you feel a hand touch your shoulder. Rue's there. She puts a hand on your shoulder. You feel a sense of relief. You see the gem there. I know you had to do it, Aimon. Her voice familiar yet distant, yet different. She's there consoling you. I know the choice better than most that you had to make.
I'm just... It's a choice that I'm willing to make.
It's not just your burden.
No.
You're not
no.
alone in this.
No. And he kind of backs up, drops the dagger. No, it's my choice. It's my choice. I chose to do this.
Right. She looks down. She sees the gem. But you don't have to do it alone. She offers you a smile.
Don't.
As she bends down and picks up the gem.
No! And he grabs the dagger and stabs.
Roll to hit.
Okay. That is an 11.
Does not hit.
As you go to lunge this dagger, it's your friend. Could you really do this? As she grasps at your wrist and just pushes you and holds you at bay for a second. Aimon, I've only meant to help.
No, put it down.
Please.
Please.
Aimon, please.
Don't.
I told you we're in this together. No. You have a part. I have a part. We all have a part.
Please.
Your part is just going to be a little different. As you feel this plunge in your chest, as she rotates your wrist, grabs the back of your neck, and shoves it in. And then she takes the gem. So this is what you've been hiding this whole time. Hey, listen, it's okay. Don't worry, I told you. You have a place here. Just like the captain, as she raises a hand, you see life begin to fill his lungs. You're fine. Hey, buddy. Hey, sit down. It's okay. as she kind of holds you down, as you kind of lean back, blood beginning to gargle out of your mouth and out of your nose and out of your ears as you sit there, and she holds you and she caresses you. She puts, with the gem in hand, she just caresses your cheek. I told you have a part to play. It's just maybe different than what you thought. As she takes the gem and she stabs and she stabs and she stabs at where your heart is, starting to crush your ribs as you feel life begin to slowly fade as blood begins to pour out until she rips into your heart and yanks. Whoop, 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 as she holds your heart in her hand. It's okay. It's fine. Why don't you join me on this next part? They already have. As you look over and at the entrance of the tent, you see your entire company of soldiers. You see Malcolm. You see Griff. You see Swink. All undead, shambling abominations. As the life fades from your body, as you start to go black, and then you feel this pull. Join me as your eyes open again and you reach your broken hand out, gnarled and decayed, as your heart lies still, not beating, as she lifts you up, pulls back the curtain, and you head into the red mist, powerless to do anything. You just recall the one thing that could stop this. The crystal. You have the power. You have the choice. Griff, as you kind of sit there in your trance and you are confident, you're sitting there. Griff ain't scared of nothing. He's a tough boy. You don't get scared often. You don't get nervous often. Well, except for when others try your food. You don't bake for others very often. And as you kind of open your eyes, you're in a large kitchen. There's a waitstaff, a kitchen staff with you. You see meats and roasts and vegetables being created. You're at this baking table baking this dessert. As this waiter kind of rolls through these double doors that open, and out you can see this large banquet hall. And you see all of these soldiers in there with their significant others. You see some children kind of playing in the corner, being mischievous. It's some sort of gala, some sort of event. You can't quite put your finger on it until someone from the side says, "Hey, Griff, where's the dessert, huh? You got it going? Come on, you got to pick it up. Let's go. You got a bunch of people to feed."
Heard out in
Chop,
two.
chop, come on, no stuttering. Let's get this done. As you look down, what are you making, Griff, for this large ensemble? What dessert are you creating?
It's his mother's specialty, or at least what he remembers it is. And it's just a simple bread pudding with natural berries and curdled milk.
Roll a what would be a good roll for you baking? Maybe like a dexterity check.
It's a net 20 for a 22.
This is the best bread pudding. Bread pudding, right? That's what you said? Yeah, it's the best you've ever made. You are for sure spot on to exactly how your mother used to make it. Like, you are so proud of this large dish, one of many that you've been creating as you're trying to feed all of this. And as you kind of look down on it, even the one individual walks by and he's like, "Yo, Griff, yo, save me a piece, man. Damn, that's nice."
Mom always makes enough for everybody, don't worry.
Yeah, well, okay, great. Now hurry up and get it out there, okay? They're probably waiting for the dessert.
Yeah.
As you
Okay.
as you lift this tray and you walk out the doors, you can see all of these tables with these white satin sheets over them and flowers, and they're candle lit, and you kind of think of like any kind of World War II gala event, right? Where you see all the soldiers in their armors, their leathers, their metallic. You see some ornate kind of like displayed weapons. You see some medals and things on chests, some specific capes, just a hodgepodge. This is some sort of celebration, and you see their wives or their husbands with them. You see children. You see just an amalgamation of people, and you see this long kind of central table as you kind of move forward and you begin to plate these desserts. You cut in pieces and you set them out and you set them out, and it's like the smell that came from the aroma, everybody realizes it, and before you know it, everyone has a plate. Everyone is excited. And you see, as you kind of stand there, as you see this amazing dish that you've created, as you see individuals start to eat, and the reactions, you've never been more proud in this moment. Finally, something that you keep hidden for so long, something that you just do on the side occasionally, that you're potentially scared to maybe do more directly. Everybody here loves it. Everybody here is just overwhelmed with how good this dessert is. You see one woman finish it, and she smiles, and then she kind of goes stark for a moment. And then she looks at you, and she stares. And she just stares. And then you hear another fork kind of clink. And you see a soldier sitting at a table, his head turned to you. And he's just staring. And then you see another, and another, and another. You see twins dressed the same, standing at the edge of a table, both still, standing straight up, staring at you. As every single person, every single creature, every single entity in this room is just still. It is quiet, and they are all staring at you, and they look hungry. They look starved as they begin to breathe aggressively, as they look, and it seems as if they're encroaching on you. They're encroaching on your space as they seem to be getting closer and closer. You take a step back, and clash. You see a spatula fall to the ground in the kitchen. You're cooking a dessert. You have this bread pudding in front of you. Hey, Griff, you gonna get that out to the people or what? Let's go, chop, chop.
Griff runs out of the kitchen into the dining room, panicking, sweating, and just looks to see if everyone is still the same.
Yeah, you see everyone at a table. You see the closest couple of tables kind of like stop and like look at you like, what the heck is this like guy running out, bursting into the kitchen? But you see others, they're eating, they're talking. You see a few up the front dancing. You see the children are playing. You just see casual conversation. Nothing's the matter. Nothing's wrong. As an individual kind of comes up, are you okay? Are you all right?
Griff's fine. I'm fine.
You're Griff. Oh, you're the baker, right?
Yeah, that's
Oh,
me.
I do hope dessert's ready soon, dear. It's you wouldn't believe how much my husband rants about you and your cooking.
Thank you, ma'am. Griff will make sure that you get the first piece.
Oh, you're such a sweetheart. She kind of like pats you and then just kind of like turns and like heads back to her table. As you turn and head back to the kitchen, and you grab your dessert, and it looks just as good as last time. As you pick it up and you carry it and you plate it, and it's passed out. Do you feel trepidation? Do you feel
Yes.
a worry?
Very worried. extreme anxiety, slowly kind of tears up.
You see the woman that you promised the first one to. You walk over almost ceremonial, both hands under the plate as you kind of offer it to her. Oh, is this it, Griff?
Yes, ma'am.
See, dear, I told you I'd get the first piece. We ran into each other. I know you can talk to him later, dear. Now, mind your manners. He'll get you one. As she takes the plate, as you head back and you bring to the rest of the table, and you begin to kind of pass out these dishes along with the waitstaff. You kind of give some nods and some shakes. It seems like you're popular, like you're famous, like you're well known for your skills in the kitchen. A stark contrast to everything you know, but it feels good. It's nice. Finally, some acceptance. And then you hear a fork fall. And you look over at that nice woman as she's clutching her throat. She seems to be choking. She's choking on your dessert. She kind of steps back. Her husband seems to be in shock. Somebody help! She's choking!
Burst out of the kitchen, like hop over anything that's in front of him to help.
Okay. You're going to try and, what? Give
Heimlich.
her Heimlich
Yeah.
maneuver? Okay. Make a medicine check.
That's a 9.
A 9. You're trying to give this Heimlich. You're trying to clear whatever is in her throat, and then you see this like splash almost out of her mouth. This she coughs, and you see red. You see red. There's no red in your dessert. As you see blood start to kind of pour from her mouth a bit. And it kind of startles you as she's still kind of choking on this blood, as she's coughing it up. And then you hear in the distance to your right, someone else begins to choke as you see blood again begin to pour out, and then another, and then another. And then you see this child on the ground, keeled over, puking up this blood, trying to hold it in as you see everything. And as you're trying to hold on to this woman and clear this out, her head twists 180 degrees as she looks directly at you. Blood begins to pour from her eyes, from her ears, from her nose, as she screams at you. And then you're back in the kitchen. But then the kitchen isn't a kitchen. You're at a campsite. You're at a campfire. And you see Aimon and Rue and Swink. They're around you, sitting by the fire, as you're finishing a small but simple dessert. What do you make for them?
It's a campfire cobbler. Natural berries and some crumble that he had in the back made with trail mix.
That sounds good. Roll a dexterity check or a nature check, your choice. See how you cook this up.
Okay, we'll go nature. That's a 19.
This cobbler looks amazing. As you begin to put some in each bowl and you kind of walk it over to the group and you hand it to them. And then you feel kind of scampering up your back onto your shoulder. Your badger kind of nudges you. He's your assistant. You got to give the assistant some, right?
Yeah. There you go. Chef tax.
You feed it and you sit down by the fire. And for the first time, your friends recognize your skill and they appreciate it. As you enjoy a nice evening by the fire, they eat the cobbler, the remaining dishes, you laugh, share a few drinks before the wee hours of the morning beckons. And one by one, everyone goes to sleep. You, the last, happy, content.
Crying.
Crying. even it's Swink, whom you don't necessarily always get along with, but you know that you're impacting, and you did something right here as you kind of nod off. Then you feel his hand grasp at your shoulder and shake you awake as you kind of dart your eyes as you see Aimon and Rouge dead on the ground, blood poured out of their mouths, out of their eyes, out of their ears. The hand that's grasping onto you is Swink as he looks at you, blood pouring from his mouth. Murderer! Murderer! As he crumbles before you, and as he lands next to your badger, who's also in a pool of blood, unmoving. And you stand there alone in the woods. Your friend's dead at your hands. Maybe I shouldn't hold on to this. Maybe I am better off not. As we pull away to Swink. Swink, it is a warmer day. There's not a chill. You're not in the same area, but you are in the woods. It's a bit brighter of a day. You can feel almost like you could reach out and sense the sun for the first time, though it's not there. But it's a bright day. You'll take it. As you're kind of gathering this all in, this little berry hits the side of your head. As you look over, you see Swanson. Hey, what are you doing? Staring off again? We gotta catch this deer. Let's go, tracker. You wanted to come along. Let's do it.
Yeah, sorry. Let's do it.
Well, get to tracking. You're the one that convinced everyone you wanted to come out here. Let's go. This is your show.
Yeah. I'm locked in. Let's go. Come on.
Okay.
Keep up.
As you begin to hunt this deer, go ahead and make a survival check or a nature check.
That is a 19.
19. You're able to track this deer that you guys are hunting together until you see it kind of at the edge of this creek, and it's kind of sitting there and it's eating, and it's a nice, decent sized buck. You see probably 6 to 8 points. It's a nice solid. This would be a great trophy, and you really want to get that trophy. And so you look over and Swanson says, he's like almost taunting you, like, go ahead, kiddo, make the shot.
And Swink looks over at him, kind of winks at him, and draws his bow without even really looking, and just smiles and looses the arrow.
It goes wide. For the first time you could remember, it went real wide as it sticks into this tree, as the deer kind of perks up and takes off. What are you doing, you idiot? Hey, I'm talking to you. That's our dinner. You just let it get away.
That's not supposed to happen.
Oh, Swinton's going to be so annoyed. And Swinton, as you know, is your older brother.
Did I really miss?
Did you miss? You weren't even close. The deer was over here. You shot that tree. I mean, the tree could die. I don't know. Let's see. Nope, still there.
I never miss.
Oh, okay. Yeah, let's just be real sure of yourself there. Great. All right, when we get back, you're telling Swinton and you're telling Mom, okay? I'm not going to do it, all right? This is your fault.
That's fair. I mean, we can still follow him. We can track him again.
Oh, you want to continue to track. Okay, we've been out here all day. We got to get back. You know Mom's going to be worried.
Fine, we'll get some rabbits on the way back or something. It'll be fine.
Fair enough. I'll do it this time, though. As
you know I'm the better archer. Come on.
Clearly. Maybe if we need to serve some bark, as he kind of like rambles and kind of walks ahead of you. And sure enough, you both get a couple rabbits as you kind of head back to town, head back to home. And it's a nice, fun, although strange day, as you are a very good shot and you really miss the mark. And as you kind of walk, you what does that smell? Is that smoke? Is that fire? Is the forest on fire? You look to your brother and his face is cold. The village! The village! As he takes off in a sprint, and you take off in a sprint. And as you run through the forest, make a dexterity saving throw, or a dexterity check to make your way through the forest.
That's a 24.
You have no problem. Neither does your brother. As you're, amble and nimble, you kind of jump over some logs, you go through some bushes, you follow the trail, and as you go, the smoke gets thicker and thicker, the smell of burning, as you kind of caress to the outside of the forest to this clearing that is your small but humble village, burning, burnt to ash, sundered. And you see soldiers everywhere in this obsidian black armor as his hand grabs you from behind, this large gauntlet hand picks you up, and you feel his impact on the back of your head as your eyes go out. And then light as this bag is pulled off your head and you're on your knees at the center of the village. You're tied up. And you look in front of you and you see your mom kneeling there crying, tied up. And you see this large, gauntleted, armored, hulking individual in this obsidian black armor with this helmet. And he stands there with a sword looming over you, looking down. You see your father next to your mother, keeled over in a pool of his own blood. As you hear to your left a stumble, a Swanson is thrust down next to you, a hood pulled off. You look up at this gauntleted figure towering over you. You have a choice. We always have room for our ranks. But you need to prove you have what it takes, little one. Choose. Which one lives? Which one dies? Whoever lives, well, they get to come too. With you. But I need to know your mettle. As he hands you the blade, as your rope that's tying you up is cut, and he offers you the blade. The blade. Your mother is crying.
What did you do? Who are you?
Oh, kid, you have so much to learn about the world.
We mind our own business.
We are inevitable. We are legion. Everything will fall before us. So you either join or you die. Which is it, kid? The broad or the kid?
Swink looks over at his brother, and you can just see the panic in his brother's eyes, and looks over at his mom, the tears streaming down, staring at her husband, my dad, dead next to her. All right, just let me think for a second.
Tick, tock. I'm impatient. We have shit to do.
Swink will get on his feet, and just tears streaming down his face. He's shaking. You can see his hands shaking as he's holding the blade, and he starts walking toward his mom. And whenever he's at the closest point, to this soldier, just lunges and tries to stab him in the throat.
Roll an attack roll at disadvantage because the sword is much bigger than you are used to.
Gotcha. Okay, that is a 15.
15. That misses as you kind of clash off with two hands as you swing kind of clumsily at him and it lands. You see him kind of backhand you as he laughs. Oh, you were right. He does have a little bit of fight, but you know how I am a stickler for the rules. Unfortunately, kid, you didn't pass, so it doesn't look like anyone gets to join. As you see both guards standing behind a sword thrust into the back of your mother, and you see Swanson's neck slit in front of you before he takes the sword at the ground. He raises it up above you. You're lost, kid. And he slams it down, and you're on your knees. It's dark. A hood is pulled off your head. You see this towering figure in front of you wearing this obsidian black armor. You see your mother tied up next to you. You see your father tied up next to you in a pool of his own blood, dead. And you see Swanson placed down before you, bag pulled off. All right, kid. Looks like it's going to be your lucky day. See, we always have room in our ranks for one more, but kind of gets boring out on the road. So, as he hands you a sword, a large sword again, choose. Choose who comes with us. Well, choose who dies.
I'm going to murder every single one of you.
Yeah, you were right. This kid does have a lot of kick to him. Oh, that'll be the day. He'll come around soon enough. Just wait. Come on now, TikTok. I'm impatient. Swanson's next to you.
I go to cut Swanson's bindings and tell him to run.
Oh. Go ahead, little piggy. Go ahead, run off. I'm sure we'll just let you go. As you cut his bindings, and he gets up, startled. Go on. It's fine. You can survive out here on your own, right? As he looks to you, he's unsure what to do.
I just look at him dead in the eyes, and there's kind of like an understanding, like, as long as one of us survives, you know, that's all that matters. And I just yell, "Run!" And I immediately attack the guy again.
Make another attack roll at disadvantage.
13.
It glances off again as he goes to run, and as he turns to run, he runs straight into a sword that impales him. And again, you see a sword thrust through your mother's back. Oh, you had a little bit of fight in you. Maybe we will keep you around. Or maybe not. As he punches you into the ground, and then he punches you again, and again, and again, until it's dark. And a hood is pulled off of you. And you're on your knees. In front of you, you see a towering figure in black obsidian armor. To his left, you see your mother kneeling on the ground, tied up, as your brother is placed before you. Well, isn't this nice? Oh, something funny, kid.
You really... You can't defeat what I have with my brother, with my family. You can't trick me, deceive me, play whatever game you want to play. I will never kill my family.
Oh, even if your family kills you? You think they hold the same ties? Huh? What about you, kid? As you look over and Swanson's eyes get big. He's scared. Do you want to live? Yeah. Yes. Yes, I do. All right. Well, he doesn't want to play. How about you? You want to play? And he kind of looks at you, doesn't know what to do.
It's just a game.
Right.
Stupid game.
It's just a game. Okay. All right. And Swanson gets up and he takes the sword and he looks at you. It's just a game.
Just a game.
And he looks at the towering figure. I'm great at games. And he turns and he pierces the sword into your mother's chest. As you see your brother end your mother's life in front of you. As he pulls it out. Oh. Did I win? Not yet. As he looks to you. And your brother turns. And he pierces into your chest. As the life begins to fade from your eyes, a hood is pulled off your face. You see a small soldier in front of you, donning black armors, leather, no towering figure. You see a dagger and a sword by their side, a bow wrapped around. You see your mother tied up next to them. You see your brother placed down. Well, this is certainly a situation, isn't it? As the figure kind of takes off this mask. And you see the hair kind of roll down. Swinton? Brother? As you see your brother standing there in this black armor. Your other brother, your older brother. Oh, Swink. You weren't supposed to find out like this, but look. You just have to play the game, okay? I can vouch for you. I have some station, all right? I've been doing this for a while. I care about you. They weren't supposed to come here, okay? They weren't supposed to come here, but I did a job. It fucked up. It was the consequence, okay? But you don't understand the power that they wield, okay? This is inevitable. This movement is going to take care of everything. It is going to wipe out everything in existence in its path. And you either need to get on board, like I did, or perish. And I did this for the family.
The
I mean,
family.
mom knows.
Mom's dead.
No, she's not. Not yet. As you look over and she's kind of crying, kneeled next to him in that same position, tied up, looking at you with these pleading eyes and this like subtle shake of like he's telling the truth.
Mom's died. Mom died years ago. This happened years ago. I don't know if you were a part of this.
What are you talking about? Died years ago. She's right here. I understand that you're in shock. You have a choice to make. I can't make this choice for you. This is the one opportunity that I have to save two of you. Okay? Please. Just make a choice, and I can show you a better world. I can show you a different world. One where we don't have to live in the squabbles outside in the woods. One where we'll have power and station and everything that I promised to give to you. Remember those trips I made to the city where I'd come back with all those trinkets and the gold and the baubles, and you loved them because you wanted to visit the big city someday. How do you think I got those? With this. And yes, Mom knew, Mom was aware, but she also understood the risk. You just need to understand the risk, Swink.
I loved our home. I loved our home. We were loved. The entire village loved us, and we loved them. And you threw it away for trinkets?
Threw it away. They would have come years ago. But I joined. I kept us safe.
You're full of shit. You're not even real.
I'm not real. I don't matter. I'm your brother. I've looked out for you your entire life.
Who looked out for Swanson and I, huh? These past few years. Who? Just us. Me and him. That's it. You were gone. You're dead for all I know.
I see.
I don't know if this is fucking real. I don't know if you joined the Legion, if you brought them here. I don't know if that's real. But it doesn't fucking matter because this isn't real. This already happened. Mom's dead. Dad's dead. I'm dead for all I know.
You disappoint me, brother. You disappoint me.
I'm not playing this game. Whoever you are, I'm not playing this game. I'm not killing my family. I'm not.
Whoever you are, like some God is out there listening. There are no gods. We are gods now. We are our own creators. And as he begins to talk, you feel this golden light begin to grow from the sky. As you see the clouds begin to part. As you see for the first time in your entire life, blue sky and a radiant sun glowing down upon you as it is so bright you squint your eyes as you stare and you look up until there is nothing but this buzz in your ear and you feel this warmth, this embrace. And you hear this voice, soft, motherly. Swanson, my child, my beautiful creation. Lost in the forest again, are you? It's a different voice this time. Not the cold, echoey one that brought you to this place. This is something new. This is something warm and welcoming. This is divine. And you know it's divine. This is Cyril, the goddess of creation. Lost again, are we, Swink? In the forest. When will you ever learn?
So that's another trick? More games?
I don't play games. Not like others. You hear this like disdain in her voice as she makes that reference. No, my child, I've been with you your entire life. Haven't you felt it? Haven't you seen it? And as she says that, you feel that warmth and these visions appear. You're playing in the front yard with your brothers. Wooden swords clashing. You're sitting at a table with your family eating dinner as your brother accidentally knocks over a cup and you catch it before it falls. You're back outside playing and your brother falls and you catch him. And you're learning to shoot. And the rope snaps. The arrow still marks the target true. I've been guiding you your whole life. My real touched. You just couldn't hear me?
I hadn't felt that warmth since that night. I'm sorry.
Don't apologize. They are vile. And they are moving. His forces are already at work, at play. You've seen them. You
Legion?
fought them. It goes beyond that. My time here is fleeting. But I won't let you be taken by this. You are my chosen. Swink, I have chosen you as one of the divine touched. I have since the moment you were born, my beautiful little creation. Now leave this place. Leave your path. Focus on the future. Head back to the fortress. The corruption has already set in. Run. Run. And as she says this, the light becomes blinding as you hear, "No, this is my place. This is my domain. As the mist just shatters into a sea of stars as you stare up at the night sky, this perpetual night. But for the first time, you see thousands of light, thousands of embers pouring out around you as you are standing there in the cosmos of the largest sun you see, with thousands of stars next to it. And you see your friends there as well, both eyes kind of rolled back into the back of their head as they're just floating. And she says, "Run." And you're thrust from space back towards the plane, back towards Kalendor, back towards this cave until you're back in the cave. The ruin in front of you is crumpled, destroyed. And all of you are standing in this place, breathing heavily. You're back. You're back.
Yeah, we gotta go, guys. Now. Go, come now.
What?
Literally just grabbing them, shepherding them out. Like, I'm half sprinting already. Run now.
Do you
Quit
follow?
looking at me like that. Come on.
Sorry, I had to roll to see if I would continue to freak out or not. No, I'm running.
Same.
Aimon starts keeping up pace, but he keeps looking behind him.
And as you make for the mouth of the cave, you see something odd. It's day. You can tell it's day. You must have been like this for a while. In this trance, this place, this still gray. And as you exit the mouth, you see this almost ray from the sky, this singular wide ray as you exit of sun. As each of you walk through it, and you feel the warmth on your face and on your skin, and you bask in it for about a moment. As you feel this rejuvenation, you feel this healing. Aimon, as you are looking back and you hit this sun, a burning sensation hits your hands. Everything gets stark hot as you look down at this gem you're clutching that begins to burn and pierce at your skin as this light begins to fill it, as it begins to crack. And there's this explosion as the gem shatters in your hand. Only the outline of the burn of the gem on your hand as you feel for the first time free. And as you pass through this light and you head back towards the fortress, you feel rejuvenated. This boon, this blessing, this spark that you can feel, this divine magic, the first time any of you have ever felt it, but you know it to your core being, to the very souls of how you were created, this familiarity. This is mother, this is life, this is creation, this is everything. And in front of you, a beacon. Swink, running through the forest, jumping over trees, his cloak billowing behind him, a determination as you all follow. And as we cut from this scene, as you guys start running through the woods, we zoom over the landscape as the sun goes back and hides in the clouds, and the gray and the dark takes root once again. We zoom in on the fortress. We go into a large medical tent. You see guards standing at attention in front. You see another set on the inside. And you see a lone figure sitting there, laying there on a bed, a cleric next to them, muttering a prayer, an incantation, trying to heal, trying to solve. And as we zoom in closer, we get to just their face as their eyes are closed before they open. And you see a red, dull, pulsing glow as mist begins to pour from their eyes, pour from their ears, pour from their mouth. As he smirks, grabs the cleric, snaps her neck, unleashes his hand as smoke.
What the fuck?
I knew it.
Griff knew it.
I knew it.
Griff called it.
Zombies.
Zombies.
So, one final thing. As you all have passed through the light, you all get the benefits of a long rest.
Hell yeah. Thank God.
Clutch.
We're gonna need it.
Thanks, Mother.
And for the audience, thank you for joining us. I know it was a lot there. It was a bit heavy. I tried to give some content warnings, but I appreciate you all hanging out. And I hope I didn't scar my players too much. But
Therapy bill, it's fine.
but yeah, thank you so much for joining us tonight. We have our conclusion, our finale next Thursday, where we will see what happens to the players once they get back to the fortress. Last note, Ancestral Blood tomorrow. You can find it on Friday. Tomorrow, right? Yep, tomorrow it is. Make sure to check it out there as the VTM Chronicle continues. Slime Quest on Monday and Blades of the Dark on Tuesday of next week. But for now, that's it. Bye, everybody. Bye-bye.
Thanks, everyone.
Thanks for being here
Thanks,
on my
Eric.
birthday.
Happy birthday.
Happy nightmares.